Sports Radio 560 WQAM Miami Fort Lauderdale presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, call 567-0560 toll free for Dade and Broward or pound 560 on your cell phone. The opinions of Neil, his guests, callers, or anyone else on the show do not necessarily reflect those of WQAM, Beasley Reed Acquisitions, or the Beasley Broadcast Group. Now, Neil Rogers on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
Shannon, I Faulkner. All right.
No matter how hard I try, can't get her to date a guy. That's just how it is. She won't touch a penis. Chastity, I'm grieving. It's so hard in believing, 'cause it's really lots of fun to date a guy who's really hung. Oh, I can't believe she's a lesbian.
No.
There must be something wrong that she's gay. I really don't know where I went wrong, no. I can't believe she's a lesbian. I really don't know where I went wrong. Maybe she heard Sonny sing a song. Oh.
Well, good. Let's play that new disc on the air today, just from start to finish. It's 10:02 at 560 WQM. Unhappy Yom Kippur. What do you say on Yom Kippur? Does anybody?
No.
No. I don't know what you say, other than what the hell am I doing here today? I could have had a nice 3-day weekend in Toronto. What the hell am I doing here? Because, see, I'll guarantee you one thing. If Steve Nickel were the program director, you know what he would have said on Friday? Take the day off. Everybody else is going to be bailing out of here. But you know whose fault it really is that goddamn Beefo. I come in this morning, and there he is. Is Geldy here today?
No.
Hank going to be on today?
No.
Mandich will be on.
Yes.
Right. Because and the parking lot downstairs, even the Goyim here, even John Penis, to whom every day is a vacation, by the way. Life is a vacation for this guy. Even the Goyim are Jewish here today. WQAM.
Yeah, can I speak to Neil?
Speaking.
Paul in Pembroke Pines.
Who is it?
Paul in Oh, Neil, hey, what's up,
How
man?
you doing, Paul in Pembroke Pines?
Oh, it's all right.
Take all the time you want, Paul. It's going to be a long day at Yom Kippur, you know.
Yeah, I know. No
You're
one
not
cares.
Jewish, are you, Paul?
No, I'm not, but
Good.
no one cares anymore.
That's right. Nobody gives a crap. That's why I'm here today.
Yeah. All right, so
So what's up, Paul?
yeah, I got some gossip.
Yeah.
All right. Last night I heard that you're a gay Jewish fag. Thanks.
Yeah, okay, thanks. That's some gossip. All right. A gay Jewish fag.
I don't believe it.
No, I'm a straight Jewish fag. That was excellent, Paul. Very good. Told you he was a goy. WQAM, hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Okay.
Just want to say, a very good weekend, thanks to Hurricanes losing. We're all happy about that.
How about Notre Dame losing to Michigan
that was
State?
the best. Hey, you know what?
And losing 3 in a row. And let me ask you something. I don't want to start getting sports intensive because it's a bunch of crap. But let me ask you this. I know the fix is in, and Notre Dame, thanks to the Catholic Church, is the only school in America that's got its own network telecast, national telecast. But how could they have been rated number 24? How could they have been rated anything when they lost 2 in a row?
Well, you know what? They're going to lose 2 more. They got to play Tennessee and they got to play USC.
Oh, I love it.
I can't
Oh,
wait.
they're going to have, the Pope's going to be
and
cleaning
of
that
course,
joint out.
And then you know what's going to happen, too, is you know how they're going to get sanctions because of all that illegal stuff?
Right.
The Pope's going to probably try and pardon them.
Yeah.
He'll probably try and stick his nose in it like he did for that guy with the electric chair.
Or maybe he can get Bubba to do it. They'll tell him there's a bunch of Puerto Ricans in school there.
Exactly. But, just to say, glad you're on glad you're on today, and I want to call a few people douchebags.
This is quite a service of my being on Yom Kippur. I sure hope the audience appreciates it, including that asshole Paul from Pembroke Pines that started us out with his stupid, idiotic call.
See, that's the problem. I'm in Pembroke Pines, too, and we got idiots like that out here.
Yeah.
But can I call a few people douchebags?
Go ahead.
Okay. John, Alex, and Pat, and all the rest of the Tallahassee teabaggers, you're all a bunch of douchebags.
All right. Nice going there by the Gators and FSU. Too bad about those Hurricanes, you know. Too bad about that. Oh, God. I did see the end of that game. Gave me sexual excitement to see that interception on the last play, on that desperation heave. I bet you there was a lot of heaving going on in the Orange Bowl, too, by the way. Too bad. You lose. How'd you like that Schwarzer that calls there at the end of the worst team? And by the way, good morning to all our Schwarzer friends out there. I never realized that every Schwarzer in this town listens to this show. They put down that they're listening to EDR and Hot 105. Every dark-complected person in this town, and they love this show. I mean, if they had a choice between being called Schwarzers and niggers, they like the Schwarzer word. That's why. Although we're getting used to that nigger thing. That's why they're calling each other nigger now. This is Nigger Neil. So here's a picture on the front page of the Herald. Oh, by the way, the Herald, I don't want to start out on a negative note with the Herald, but what did I do with that thing? Here it is. In a sports section, not that I want to get sports intensive, like I said, because God only knows this station has got a sports disease, a sickness. But, and didn't I tell Hank when he came in here last week that Brian Greasy is not ready for prime time and probably never will be? And, I was talking to a little dog in the, whatever that room is back there during one of their 20-minute commercial breaks this morning, and even he admitted that just because Bob Greasy is Brian's dad, so therefore everybody's giving his kid, a free pass. He blows, okay? He's not going to cut it. They get bombed by the lowly, pathetic Kansas City Chiefs yesterday. But at any rate, so in the Herald, it's got the story here, missing Elway, yada, yada, and it's got in the inset where it's got the final score of the game, Chiefs 26, Browns 10. And underneath it, Titans don't miss McNair versus Browns. Titans 26, Browns 9. So Cleveland got the Browns back, but the team is so bad, they lost 2 games in one day, if you believe the Herald. Yeah, the Denver Browns, remember them? Doesn't have the Broncos. Nice going. At least you got a couple letters right in there, the first 3 letters. That's good. Nice start there at the Herald. And mistake after mistake after mistake. And, of course, the biggest mistake is buying that rag. They could wipe their rectum with that piece of crap, that paper. Oh, yeah. Chiefs 26, Browns 10. Titans 26, Browns 9. So almost the identical score. What a joke of a newspaper this is, huh? So what do I do with that picture of this Jew? I mean, it's a Jew holiday, baby. And I'm here. And our program director says to me on Friday, oh, you wouldn't be a big hypocrite like that to make a 3-day weekend. Why the hell not? Everybody else around here does. You ought to see our parking lot downstairs. It looked like the hurricane came back for seconds. Not just tropical storm, what are they calling this thing? This tropical, whatever it is out there?
I don't know.
With an H. No, it begins with an H. Not Gert. It's the one in the Caribbean that's going northeast. The one in the Gulf. It's with an H. Who's with an H? Harvey. Isn't that it, Harvey? Boy, you're like out of touch. I think that is a black guy. Probably got smacked in the head by some guy at the, probably got smacked in the head at the swing club. By the way, I would have stayed out today, but if George would have done the show, you'd have had here part 25 about the goddamn swing clubs again. And about the misdirected. Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good, sir.
Listen, I had a good weekend. I went to the game.
Chronic.
Yeah, who?
Aren't you Chronic?
No way. I call like once every 7 months.
Okay, you sound like one of the Chronic.
No, never.
Okay.
Anyhow, the thing I was thinking about,
apologize.
I went to the Dolphin game yesterday, and I suffered in the rain and in the heat, which was the worst. And I went home and I watched the tape of the game because I really didn't pay much attention while I was there. Jake Plummer, they're talking about him. They're talking about how when he was a kid, they cut to him on the sidelines, picking his nose, rolling it into balls, and flicking it. And when I saw that, I was just dying. Don't they give this guy a clue that they're going to do a feature on him, or they're going to show him? Where you always see these athletes grabbing themselves, scratching themselves.
No, but that's one of the classier things that Jake has done.
I mean, not just picking it, Neil, but rolling it into balls.
Yeah, was he chewing it too?
Yeah, well, anyhow, listen.
He's going to be selling it.
Yeah, selling it, smoking it, all that stuff. That's it. I'm out of material.
Okay, thanks. Okay, there's a guy who saw the important stuff of the game yesterday. It makes you realize that they squeaked by a girls' team yesterday, and, of course, last week they beat a team with a girls' quarterback that got beat by Kansas City yesterday. In fact, they're so embarrassed they don't even want it saying Broncos in the newspaper. They changed it to Browns because even the sports editors over there couldn't believe Kansas City could beat the Broncos 26-10, so they figure, it must have been the Browns. Pretty embarrassing if you ask me. So let's talk to people today who've been, I've asked this before and never get any response because they're too embarrassed because we know it's a gay club. These initiations and hazings and all this other stuff. Anybody who's in a fraternity or ever been in a fraternity, that's a faggot. I'll tell you that right now, okay? Just like all this professional sports stuff, just like the U.S. military, all of this stuff, guys shower together. Every initiation thing has to do with guys being naked, has to do with genitalia, getting guys drunk, shaving their heads, shaving their privates, doing privates. Why do you think they call them private? Because they go first class. 9 minutes after 10 at 560 WQAM.
It wasn't really all that gay until now.
Hey-do, hey-do, rise
light come and I want go home.
All right.
Chocolate pudding, vodka pills. Bright light come and we want to go home. Suicide man, it can kill.
Oh!
Bright light come and we want to go home. Hey, Mr. Coroner, tally up the body. Bright light come and we want to go home. He said, hey, Mr. Coroner, tally up the body. Bright light come and we want to go home. 6 men, 7 men, 8 men, 10.
Oh!
Bright light come and we want to go home. 6 men, 7 men, 8 men, 10. Bright light come and we want to go home. Hey! We say don't. Bright light come and we want to go home. Hey! Me say, hey, me say, hey, me say, bright light come and we want to go home. A beautiful bunch of purple shouts. Bright light come and we want to go home. See the spirits in the clouds. Bright light come and we want to go home. 6 men, 7 men, 8 men, 10. Oh! Bright light come and we want to go home. 6 men, 7 men, 8 men, 10. Bright light come and we want to go home. Hey! Me say, me say, no. Bright light come and I want to go home.
Oh, I'll tell you one of the great nerds in history. You know, Robert Novak, the right-wing asshole that writes for the Chicago Sun-Times. It's on 75 different of those panel shows, especially on CNN. So yesterday they were debating back and forth, or whatever the hell it was, and somebody mentioned the Blair Witch Project, and he said, what's that? Now, I understand, okay, I haven't seen it, nor will I, because if I want to puke, I'll just come in here, any day. But how can you be that out of touch? How can you be that old and that fuddy-duddy? He makes Bob Dole seem like, an MTV VJ. That's how pathetic Robert Novak is. And speaking of pathetic, before I get into ripping Yom Kippur, let's eat, by the way, real soon, just to piss off the real Orthodox out there, the Hasidim, and the other silly Orthodox people that are living in the Stone Age, along with all the other religious peoples of the world. This bears repeating in case you missed it last week. This should tell you what the sports nerds are all about. Killer executed in Texas dies as a football fan. This is a true story. This is from September 15, which was last, whatever day it was, Wednesday. Huntsville, Texas. William Prince Davis, who killed a man for $712 and who's been on death row for a zillion years, since June 78, by the way, is when he committed the murder, praised the Dallas Cowboys professional football team Tuesday before he was executed here. Here is his final words before the lethal injection took effect and he was pronounced dead. I'd like to say in closing, what about those Cowboys?
Oh!
That bears repeating over and over and over again. That should tell you everything you need to know about the sports fag club in America. What about those Cowboys?
Oh!
Oops. So here's a picture on the front page of the Herald this morning. Steven Rosenberg of Fort Lauderdale.
Oi!
With a schmata on his head, by the way, with a beanie on his head, attends a Yom Kippur service at Temple Kol Ami in Plantation. Yom Kippur, which began Sunday at sundown last night, is a time when Jews ask for forgiveness for their sins. A Cooper City family, well, it goes on about some other stupid story they got on the inside. I have only one question about all of this crap.
Why?
Yeah, that's my question. Oh, it's tradition. You know something? So is slavery. So is bigotry. So is intolerance. There are a zillion things that are traditional that should have been stopped long. So are all these initiation things and these hazings at fraternities and in sports. That hockey book that I got, it's just unbelievable. I'm about halfway through. I think I'll bring it in tomorrow, maybe read it on the air. Look at these phone calls here now. We had about 5 or 6 on air before. Now there's one.
Is it a sin to use the phone today?
Oh, it must be a sin for even a goyim to use the phone today. That must be the excuse, okay? Please give me nobody's in school today because it's a Jew holiday. Everybody's pretending to be Jewish today, and you know the goyim aren't in shul, I'll tell you that. Yeah, how can you be in school when you got to be in shul? That's what I say. And I got one call on the board. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Let's hear from some Jews who are eating today, who aren't going to shul, who aren't celebrating these ridiculous, silly holidays, atoning for your sins, my ass. How about God should atone for his sins, huh? Like the hurricane that killed, last count was 74 people, it'll probably be more than that. That God started because he was pissed off again. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Happy Yom Kippur.
And back to you.
Thank you. Can we
I need an extra meal today for you if I were you.
Okay, I certainly will do that. Anyway, did you catch yesterday's Herald? The 3-page spread on how they're going to dupe the public into building a stadium?
No.
Oh, I'll try to fax it to you. Well, it's 3 pages long. It's a special, and how they're going to try to mimic everything San Diego did to build a new stadium.
Guess what? Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen, John Henry. You're dreaming. You're living in the la-la land, baby. It's not going to happen.
It's incredible. Neil, you got to get your hands on that section of the newspaper because it's truly amazing.
Yeah.
And 3 pages, and not once did they mention that just last week.
The beaches, the hotel people voted it down. No, they're trying to keep that a secret by burying it there. I never had one phone call about that on Friday. One of the most embarrassing, disgraceful things in history. Here's a very important unanimous vote, and they voted no. We're not going to give one more penny of the hotel tax to John Henry or anybody else for more arenas and stadiums, and they bury it in the business section on the bottom of the page.
Yeah, well, yesterday, 3 pages, they could not find a paragraph to stick that article in, just to mention that the hotel people said, hey, John Henry, screw you.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
Exactly. Okay, pal, thanks for the
he is. All righty.
Happy Yom Kippur. Happy Yom Kippur, everybody, but it's not supposed to be, screw you, okay, it's a silly bunch of crap. Oh, but it's our most silly day of the year, when you're supposed to fast. And by the way, speaking of fasting, you know, I'm just wound up. I got so much crap here today. I don't really care if you call or not, to be honest with you, because what do you got, you know? Oh, you're a gay Jewish fag. Wow, that's the medley of your material, you know? That's this town's material. First of all, this thing on the front page with this picture here, this is more propaganda being spawned by the media, always sucking up to religion. Is there anything on there? Here's a guy with a beanie on.
Why?
You know, that would seem to be a logical question. Why is this man wearing a beanie and holding a book written in a language that goes from right to left that he can't read and don't understand anyway? There's a very good question. You know what I'm saying? The question is,
why?
But that's not on there. Because the media has to continue pandering and pandering and pandering. Never, ever stops. Never. Here's a mobile in Coral Springs. Hello.
Neil, how you doing today?
Okay, sir.
Well, we've got only 2 Jews working today.
What is it?
I said, are we the only 2 Jews working today?
Yeah.
I called you Friday, told you to take today off. Remember, we could use religion to kill each other. We can use it to take a day off.
Mm-hmm.
I went out to dinner last night. Let me tell you, the day that all the Jews start fasting, best day to go out for dinner.
Yeah.
No lies, no hassle.
Yeah, what is that all about? What is the point of that? Even although obesity, of course, I started to say is the #1 illness in America. You do understand that, don't you, sir?
Yes, sir.
Fat is the #1 obesity and the #1 illness, rather, the #1 killer in this country. And you realize that people are turning to all these quack pills and dangerous drugs because the medical profession, as usual, has let them down. They've abandoned us because they don't know squat about making people lose weight. They know nothing about it.
Very true. Hey, Neil,
Not that I want to pick on doctors, but I might for 2 or 3 hours today. Fakers, butchers, murderers. Yes, go ahead, sir.
Can I call my boss a douchebag?
Okay, go ahead.
Hey, Dad, you're a douchebag. You are the Antichrist.
Okay.
I'm going, Neil.
See you, pal. Well, he's got laryngitis. If good enough for Bubba, it's good enough for him.
I thought he was yodeling.
Of course, I think those are the first signs of syphilis, aren't they? Well, we don't want to say that.
I thought it was a chancre.
So anyway, look like Bill Bradley might actually have a chance there because Al Gore, come to find out, Al Gore couldn't win a fixed election, even against the dullard like the Bush man. I always liked that Bill Bradley.
Oh!
Not. He's pretty boring. Anyway, why is Steven Rosenberg and all these other Jews standing there holding this book and with this thing with his schmott on his head? Although at least he's not wearing a tallis and all the other trappings like your barbaric accountant friend there, David, who every time I think of him I just shudder. And although I will say this, he's a microcosm of all the problems of the world. He is. He is a walking, living, and breathing, and I use those terms very loosely, microcosm of all that's evil and horrendous and sick and tragic in the world. You see, this business about traditions only reinforce those things that separate peoples, keep them apart, and perpetuate their hatreds and bigotry. That's what traditions do. So tradition isn't good. Tradition is usually sick and pathetic, and just doing something just because somebody else silly did it for a long, long time doesn't mean we ought to be doing it. Manish Tana Halila Hazeh. Why is this day any different from any other goddamn night, or whatever the hell that thing is? Which this ain't even a holiday that we say that. Even the Goyim know what that means. I'll say one thing about New York. Even the Goyim are Jewish in New York. That's one of the good things about New York. Can't say too much else good about it. Look what they did to us. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Buenos dias.
Hey, just two things I want to tell you. Remember,
are you Jewish, sir?
No, unfortunately, I'm working. Listen, remember you were talking about the Hurricanes and Notre Dame, how you hate them?
Yeah. And they both lost on Saturday. Oh, no wonder I'm in such a good mood.
I know, because your team, Michigan State, whipped their butt.
For the third year in a row.
Right. Listen, how come it is all the professional Jews want to take all these holidays off or this tradition?
Yeah.
But when it comes around during the springtime, when I want to take Good Friday off, can't do it.
Why not?
They make a big stink about it. That's what I want to understand. I don't get it.
I'd smear some ass on your forehead and just tell them that you're real. No, seriously, take off Ass Wednesday and Ass.
Yeah, I know. I mean, when I wanted, I was.
See, if I were you, I'd start bringing my own lunch to work. Bring some macaroni and cheese every Friday and tell them that you're a real devout Catholic.
Yeah, right. And on Fridays, eat fish.
Good enough for Jews. It's good enough for the Catholics, baby.
Listen, Neil, I was forced to go to catechism and Sunday school and church when I was younger. So, I know all the stuff that goes on with
There's no fact in the church.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know all the BS that, the things that you're supposed to do on Ash Wednesday and Palm Sunday and all that. But every time I bring it up, I want to take Friday off for Good Friday. And they're like, why? I'm like, well, why do you take your days off?
I'd slap them with a religious discrimination suit. I'd slap them with a big one, man.
Yeah, I'm going to make a federal lawsuit out of it.
Good.
Hey, Neil, have a great day. I'm out here listening to you. I'll always listen to you, and I love you.
All right.
Bye.
See ya. There you go. There's a good Catholic boy. Oh! 56705. Come on, let's get the Jews out of the closet here today. Stop pretending you're observing Yom Kippur and you're in shul today. Stop with this bull crap. I'm embarrassed for you, okay? Every time I look for Jews in this audience, can we find any? No. Everybody in this place, even John Penis, like I said, even he don't show up today. And, of course, Hank, he's always Jewish, One thing I'll say for Hank, he knows how the hell to stay out of here. Which I'm not saying that I blame him, but this guy's got more goddamn vacations and holidays, Jewish holidays, Irish holidays. I mean, every goddamn holiday. And here I am like a schmuck coming in here because we got a program director that doesn't have the balls to say like a real man, God almighty, you're kicking ass, you're bringing in all this money, look at those ratings, look at those trends, take the day off, have yourself a good time, have a nice 3-day weekend. Does he say that? No. Oh, don't be a hypocrite. I need you there. Oh, yeah, because George might do another show on swing clubs, which, believe me, if he does, it could be his last. 1026 at 560 WQM. How does
a good time for the great taste. Neil, this is Noodles, reminding you that it's always a good time for the great taste.
Yeah. It's one astounded you broke. Our counter must be 10 billion days. It's on our web page for our webmaster. It's one disaster. Believe he gets headaches from hits on our web page. Tell me why billions from top to teenage. Tell me why billions who want to be engaged. Holy cow, our.com's gonna detonate. I want it that way.
Oh, I like the other one much better. But anyway, it's 10:32. Since that Tom Chauvin died, you know what I'm saying? It ain't the same no more. That's what Boca Brian said. Oh, I got one of his checks. I almost forgot about him. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, looking for Jews who are eating today. Here's a lady mobile in Parkland. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Neil. How you doing?
Great.
I'm one of the chosen few. I had a big breakfast this morning.
All right.
And now I'm in my car driving around to go spend money, and I think just for good measure, I'm going to pick a fight with somebody.
Rectum. All right.
So I thought that would be a perfect day.
Beauty.
And the other thing I thought was interesting
Go convert a few
is,
Baptists, too, before you're finished.
Yeah, perhaps, if I'm lucky.
Mm-hmm.
The priest out in San Francisco that the church is going after.
Yes.
The guy who molested all these altar boys.
Patrick O'Shea.
Yes.
Good Irish
and,
boy.
Of course, the guy was stupid because what he did he stole money from the church, and then the church got pissed.
Right.
They would have left him alone.
They don't care about that's right. Excellent point. They don't give a crap about molesting altar boys. That goes with the territory. That's part of the perks of the job. That's right.
So the guy was a schmuck because
part of the
he didn't know.
Perks of the job.
Yeah. So have a great day. And my other favorite thing is when they say to me, "Have an easy fast."
Oh yeah.
So Neil.
Have an easy meal or two.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye.
Gesund. Yeah, we're eating today, okay? And we don't care how many of you barbaric Jews from the Stone Age are fasting. And too bad. We're going to eat. In fact, I'm going to eat a lot on the air. I'm making it up. I'm going to make, like Steve Kane, eating noises on the air. Smacking my lips.
Can we get, like, pork chop stuffed with crab?
Oh, sounds excellent to me. Yeah, let's eat a lot of shellfish here today, huh?
Oh!
Yeah. Let's have a couple of cheeseburgers. Oh! Anything trafe sounds good to me. Oh! Just to piss off those silly Jews, okay? Stop already with the barbaric nonsense, will you?
Boy!
Christ. Oh, but it's Yom Kippur. How can you be working? I'll tell you one thing. I'm taking off Martin Luther King Day again this coming January. I do every year. Why the hell not? I mean, granted, it's easy to be Jew for a day because you can't really tell for sure unless you're going to start checking under the fly, you know? And even that's no proof in this country. But it takes a lot of balls to take off on Martin Luther King Day, especially when you're as lily white and pasty looking as I am. Nevertheless, I got plenty of black blood throwing through my veins. Just like George does, even though he's in denial.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah, Schwarzer.
Nigger George, and you can be Ahab the gay rabbit.
I wore my galoshes to work today. Because when I was a little kid, my mama always used to say, "Oh, be sure and put on your galoshes," even when sun was shining outside. Because she's a real nudge. A real nudge. A pest, a nudnik, who, by the way, was rifling through my garbage several weeks ago and found a Snickers bar wrapper. One of the all-time great lines. I was rummaging through his garbage. Yeah. I'm going to leave some real good crap in there pretty soon, Ma. In fact, maybe some, from the dogs leave your present in there, too. We'll wrap them up in Snickers bars. In fact, maybe it'll look like a little Baby Ruth bar, like a candy, like floating in the punch bowl, something like that. Here's North Miami. Hello.
Rashana Tovar to all my Jewish friends.
Uh-huh.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Why are you working, though?
What do you mean by that?
Because
I do every year. I'm not going to be
a
hypocrite.
Okay, well then.
I mean, if the program director would be a mensch, which he's not, and he would have said take the day off, I'd have said, sure, whatever you say. I mean, whatever turns you on.
Now, Neil, I have a lot of Jewish friends, right?
I don't think I would have said to him whatever turns you on. Yes, sir?
Well, you don't want to do that. But this guy is only Jewish when it's cool.
When it's convenient, yeah. When there's some perks to be had.
Yeah, but he's cool about it. He's honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know, but yeah.
Boy!
You can.
That freaking Jeff B. Forrest, man, that Beefo.
I hate Jeff.
You know something? If you could see the pupik hanging out over his belt, this man is growing like a giant.
I ran to the forest down the Keys.
Yeah.
He's huge.
He is.
He's almost as big as Hank was.
I told him all the weight that Hank lost, he found it.
Yeah, and
Beefo found it.
But Quinella was when I wandered to a Marlins game and I saw that red-headed freaky guy. What's his name? Real
the
huge.
The Bookster?
Oh man!
You know, I haven't seen him in over a year. He won't show his face. Is he still bigger than a goddamn house?
He looks like two radar ranges together.
He looks like two apartment complexes together. He looks like a duplex.
He's unbelievable. But anyway, Neil, that was it, and Zagazante.
And back to it. We even got the Schwarzers speaking Yiddish. Nice going, Neil. Only
Neil, God
could do that. Here's Stephen. I hate to pick on Stephen because he's probably not a bad guy. But he just happens to be on the front page of the Herald there this morning with his schmata on his head. And everybody in town is asking, why is this man standing there with a beanie on his head? What's the big tzimmus? And why are you paying dues to go subsidize this crap, this dreck? Oh, we got to do it. It's tradition. It's over 5,000 years of tradition of doing something stupid. Why? What's the point? Got to atone for your sins. What sins? Let me say it again. God could have made this paradise. We don't have to have no cancer. We don't have to have no goddamn diseases. We don't have to have all these germs and like the spider bites that George got. We don't have to have no spider. Of course, you couldn't have Little Miss Muffet without a spider, I guess. That would have shot the hell out of that without the itsy-bitsy spider. All these God people, all these brainwashed, silly people. You're silly. You're just ridiculous. You're silly. You're embarrassing. Just like, Superman. Cartoon people, comic book people, they can make up characters that are invulnerable. Could God do it?
No.
Could God get rid of the devil?
No.
Could God get rid of this crazy thing called hell?
No.
No. Hell.
He made it. Why does he want to get rid of it?
No. Now, see, you're blaming all of Lucifer's crap on the Lord.
Oh, God made hell.
No, you're wrong about that. The Lord is, he was looking the other way. Oh, and the preacher out there in Fort Worth, did you see what he said? He said, God. No, seriously, he said, I want to get the words right. He said, God was there. God was in charge. He wasn't out to lunch. Those were his exact words. God was in charge. He wasn't out to lunch when those 7 innocent people got blown away by that crazy person.
They were blessed. They're in heaven now.
Yeah, they're in a better place now. This is pathetic. They're in a better place. They're in the ground in a box. That's a hell of an outlook on life, okay? That tells me a lot about your value on human life, that being in a box in a ground is a better place than being here right now. Oh, man, that says it all. God was in charge. He wasn't out to lunch. Well, I mean, he could be out to lunch today because it's Yom Kippur.
No,
you don't think he's eating today? Huh? Because I'll tell you one thing, God, if you're eating today, we all know what you're going to do.
Go to hell.
Exactly. 21 before 11 at 560 WQS.
Don't you go back to Canada, you Jew bastard.
Welcome to the drive-through window. May I take your order, please?
Yeah, I'll take a double cheeseburger, no onions.
Would you like some French fries with that burger?
Yeah, and large Coke.
Regular or diet, regular or diet, regular or diet, please.
Regular. How much is that going to be?
You ought to know. Drive up to the window, please.
And what kind of a name is that anyway? Al
Rectum.
Penis. It's 10:44 at 560 WQAM. Of course, now this Van thing, getting all kinds of articles about that as the date approaches in early October. Is it October 11, I do believe, that they're going to be maybe doing their thing? See, the old Cubans, we hate to break the news to you, but there's a whole bunch of people going to take Dade County back. There ought to be a big project starting today, starting on Yom Kippur. It's called Reclaiming Dade County. What do you give me a look like that for? What does that mean?
Why?
What do you mean, why? Why the hell not? Used to be pretty good. Might be a place.
We all got out of there.
No, let's take it back. Just to piss them off. Piss off the old Cubans. Let's do it.
Oh!
We're taking it back. In fact, I say Los Van, they're going to be doing a concert every Friday night right down in the middle of Bicentennial Park, right down there at the Domino Park.
Dibs on the Freedom Tower.
Fats Domino Park, they're going to be doing a concert just to piss off the old Cubans who want to tell us how to do everything. Who can sing, who can do this, who can do that. I'll tell you what you can do. That's right. Here's a Lady Mobile in Coral Springs. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
Great.
I just want to let you know I am a Jew and I am not working today, and I just left the drive-thru at McDonald's.
All right. Great.
And I'm going for a drug test. That's what I'm doing today.
You're going for a drug test?
Yes, for a
It's a good
drug.
thing it's not Purim. You'd be eating Hamantash and you'd flunk the drug test.
That's true. I probably would.
Uh-huh.
And I want to know if I could call somebody a douchebag.
Go ahead.
Dr. Mark, you're a bone-crushing douchebag.
Okay.
And I love you, Neil.
See ya.
Bye.
Well, we don't have any lady game players so far today. That's a good start.
Oh!
It won't take too long, like that bitch that called on Friday playing the crap in the background. I'll tell you one thing. She did make a good point, and that is instinct. They sound real good on the phone. Don't buy their videos. Certainly don't buy their CDs, and don't watch their crap on MTV or any other place. But if you want to hear NSYNC, listen to somebody else play it over the phone. Like if they're in the toilet and your phone is in the living room, like if you're 100 yards away from the goddamn phone, they sound great. Another game player. Why do they play so many games? 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Have we heard from anybody who was ever through any of those hazing initiations in a fraternity or in a sports thing? No. And you want to know why? We never do. Because they're too embarrassed. They're too embarrassed to admit about all the homoerotic crap that was going on.
That's a gay club, you moron.
And all these fraternities where allegedly macho guys who really want to get laid with young women, allegedly, and maybe they do, but nevertheless. See, that dispels all your theories again. About, it's either this or it's either that, frick or frack.
No, there's buys.
Oh, buy this. They're all over the place. But you talk about latent and blatant. I mean, all of these fraternities and all of the hazing crap. And this hockey book that I'm reading, I'll bring it in tomorrow. It's even got the story about the one kid that did they had made him put the marshmallows in the rectum. No, seriously, they made him stick the marshmallows in their ass, and then whichever one was able to pop it out first, the other kid had to eat both marshmallows.
What about that bucket game that was on the?
Yeah, that's in there. That's in the book. They said, hey, listen, if you can't do it, just say bucket. And they did. Here's Boca. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
Well, that was disgusting. Now I really want to fast.
Mm-hmm.
Jew, not in shul.
Anybody for a weenie roast? Here's a Jew that's not in shul.
Oh,
all right, how come this phone isn't lit up with Jews that aren't in shul today?
Not fasting, none of that crap.
Good.
First-time caller. Used to listen to you when I lived here 12 years ago. Just moved back about a year ago.
You moved back from where?
Chicago.
Oh, why would you do that?
Because, do you ever live there?
No.
It's cold as hell.
Oh.
Outside of great steakhouses, it's rat infested. It's terrible.
Really?
Too cold.
Oh.
6 months out of the year, it's 6 feet of snow.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question, and I have one request. I try to stay on the Atkins plan.
Oh.
And you mentioned something about Tyson beef strips one time.
Yeah.
Are they in the frozen food section?
Yes. They're in bags. You know where they have the bags with like the stir-fry stuff, the meat and the chicken and all that?
Yeah, I
They're
can never find them. So
Where do you shop? At Publix?
Yeah, Publix.
They're at Publix.
Really? All right, I'll have to try it.
Axe for them.
I will. I'll ask for them. And
Okay,
also,
pal.
how about today, stuck at a temple with Jews?
Okay.
That'd be fitting.
You got it.
Happy Sukkot.
See ya. Zygazun, stuck in the temple with Jews sounds big to me. We hearing from a lot of Jews today?
No.
No, because they're all pretending to be real religious and devout. They're atoning for their sins. Yeah, they're atoning for taking that extra discount. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Davie. Hello.
Hi, Neil. How you doing today?
Okay, sir.
Following my own rhythm today, let's just say.
Here's a Jew that's doing the rhythm method today.
I just loaded up on a bunch of bread and sausage gravy, extra bread. Now I'm on my way to go atone my sins in the river known as the Davie Sewer System.
Bread and sausage gravy. Boy, that's about as glacial as you can get. That's great.
Well, does reconstituted bread that you flush count as washing away your
We
sins?
also should play Timmy Dean's Bagels today, too, in honor of Yom Kippur.
Oh, that's all I got. I'm just going to fart around all day, not try to make too much out of it.
Okay.
And I've been good.
Okay.
All right.
I'll see you down under. He's going to fart around. 567-0560, pound 560. See, I want to feel by the time I get done here at 2 o'clock, even though it is a Monday and a special Monday, I want to feel that it was worth my while. And George is laughing already because he knows that it's a lost cause. 56705. By the way, here's a very strange letter to the editor in the Herald this morning. It says, no to HDTV. Ray, high-definition TV. I have 5 TVs in my home. I can see an ingrown hair on a guy's face in a close-up. What happened to democracy? I don't need HDTV. This is a joke that's not funny, and I'm incensed. He's incensed, says Roy Morris in Plantation.
Oy.
He's pissed off and fired up about it, baby. He don't want no HDTV. He can see it queer enough already. I think you got a good point there, Roy. Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Hello. Neil, I want to collaborate something with you about fraternities.
Yes?
I was in a fraternity. I went through the pledge week. They painted my personals gold and silver.
Painted your privates. Always got to get a hold of your private parts. That's what all these fraternity boys are all about. They want to see you naked. They want to grab it. They want to squeeze it. They want to get you to do something with it.
They tried to gang rape me.
Right.
I fought them off, and then on the following night, they tried to make me kill a kitten, a cat. And that's when I walked out and left all my clothes and everything else, and my father was furious because he was a former alumni. I want to make another comment about this ridiculous holiday of the Jews. You know, they talk about tradition. The concept of tradition is murderous. Look at the tradition of circumcision, where they remove the male foreskin and the female clitoris. And thank God.
Well, wait a minute. The Jews don't remove the female clitoris.
Those other black
people.
people.
Those barbarians do over there.
Yes, they did. Up till about the 2nd century.
Yeah.
The Jewish women, being very strong-hearted, told the Jewish men, "Screw yourself. You do what you want with yours. I keep mine." So it stopped ending. But the Arabs continued that tradition. And my wife's Jewish, and she had bacon and eggs this morning, and went to work. Okay, to make money for me.
Now you're talking.
Have a nice day.
And back to you. There's a smart guy, one of the few. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. There's a guy. There's one guy that had the balls to stand up and tell us the kind of juvenile, embarrassing crap that goes on in these hazing rituals in fraternities, in sports, in the military. Ridiculous. Just unbelievable. They're all sitting there, oh, yeah, you faggot, what are you? Yeah, that's right. At least I'm out of the closet. I'm not putting on an act for everybody like all you closet cases out there that are running around trying to gang rape your, classmates. Because it's the macho thing. I just can't imagine any real heterosexual guy who's 100% purely one on the Richter scale. I can't imagine him even wanting to see, all these other guys stark naked. What's the point?
Yeah, get in your underwear so I can spank you.
No, forget about getting your underwear. That's just for starters. That's just a start.
That's foreplay.
Here's Margate. Hello.
All right, here, because you came in today and care enough to give your very best, here's a soundbite from yesterday's game.
Jimmy Johnson, I think, relieved himself.
From the post-game show yesterday.
Beautiful.
Isn't that a classic?
Squirt. Uh-huh.
Yep. All right, that's all I got to contribute.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Okay, there you go. That was one of Bill Zimfer's all-time great lines, which that don't cover a lot of territory, I'll tell you that. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's a mobile in Coral Gables. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes?
Neil, I have something for you. I have a theory on why Jewish women like circumcision so much.
Yeah.
Because they want 20% off of everything.
That's true.
That's it, Neil.
A little off the top. Okay, pretty weak. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Not even 11 o'clock yet, and it's really weak. Let's order some lunch, okay? Let's get some good crap in here today. Who's open today? All the Goyim will be open.
What do you want?
I don't know. I had all those Slim Jims this morning. A whole bunch of them. Because I got
5 or 6 you had?
4. I did buy 5, but somebody stole
snagged one.
567-0560, pound 560. I'd like some good kishki, but we can't get good kishki anymore, and certainly the Jew places aren't open today. How about a good kosher deli delivering today on Yom Kippur? 567-0560, pound 560. And too bad about that Villa Deli. Huh? Did we ever get the definitive word on that?
Uh-huh.
They're closed. They're done. Finito. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hi, Neil. How are you?
Okay, sir.
Sunday paper, Sun Sentinel, John Henry was at it again out in Phoenix. Quoted here as saying, let's see, Marglin's future is largely dependent upon getting a stadium built, and said tourist taxes could be used unless, quote, special interest, unquote, stand in the way of securing such support. I wonder who those special interests would be. Maybe the tourist, maybe the hotels don't want to pay, charge another tax to their customers.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
Uh-huh.
That's right, John. Yes, you are. It's a wonder a bunch of squirrels haven't taken you away somewhere.
And the people at the Herald, I mean, talk about blatant. Why don't they just put it on the front page under the masthead? We're here to shill for John Henry. We're in his little in his left pocket.
Well, I think their next article is probably going to be somewhere in the front. Maybe Guy Kinsley can come back with another editorial about Cincinnati and how that stadium has really brought back the city.
Yeah. Okay, pal.
All right. Thanks a lot.
How about
man.
Cleveland? 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. A really weak Monday. Lashona Tova, whatever the hell that means, okay? In other words, get off the goddamn religious crap and let's have lunch. Oh, you're not going to change us. We've been doing this for 5,000 years and we believe in this. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't believe in any of it. You do it because your parents did it and their parents before them, and you do it because you've been brainwashed into doing it. And anybody with a brain is sick and tired of all these stupid, idiotic rituals and all this nonsensical crap with a capital K. 1056 at 560 WQAM. By the way, if you need Duff Lindsay, we can get him on his pager, on his... So sad. Always does that. Like if we need him, like if something happens here, if we have a major emergency, like if there's a fight. Oh, Greg, there's a fight. Yeah, he can go out in the hall and start hyperventilating in case there's an argument. Greg, it's a fight. Just take all the time off you want, Duff, okay? Just take all the time you want getting that ink cartridge down there. Take 2 or 3 hours. And stop at the dentist again, too. Hey, Greg, it's a fight. It's a fight. What a silly place. It is. It's just a silly place. It's not a place of business. It's a silly place with a bunch of silly people. And, of course, all of them are out of touch now because it's a Jew holiday. Are any of them Jewish?
No.
No, but they're all out of touch anyway. They're out touching it. I bet you even
Roy.
I bet you even he ain't here today. He's probably down the other joint looking
He's
for a job. Oh, he is here?
Roy.
He's here?
He's going through everybody's desks that aren't.
Yeah, he's probably spying for the other joint now. Hey, let me...
WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Well, I don't know why I came here tonight. I got the feeling that something ain't right. Put on a yarmulke and don't take it off. If you see your rabbi, say mazel tov. Schmucks to the left and me, putzes to the right. Here I am, stuck in a temple with you. Well, I'm stuck in a temple with you, and I'm wondering what it is I should do. I don't want to pray at the Wailing Wall, and I know that I don't like matzo ball.
No.
Schmucks to the left and me, putzes to the right. Here I am, stuck in a temple with you. Well, you're in your daddy's business, but you claim that you're a self-made man. Then your Uncle Si comes over, asks you for a bagel and cheese.
Okay, so Greg is here, of course, is the definitive guy. He said, why don't you have that Jew boy take the day off? I said, okay, see ya. Isn't that what he just said? Take the day off. Starting at 2, I think he meant. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. All of these things that people do because somebody told them to do them. If they would sit down and ask themselves, just one very simple, very short question. You know what that question is?
Why?
That's the question, right. God. A one-letter question, as in,
why?
Am I doing these things? Does it make any sense? Does it make the least bit of sense?
No.
But don't confuse people with the facts. Oh, you're such a troublemaker. You're starting up again on our most solemn day. Yeah, that's a good day to do it, too, by the way, to point out how ridiculous this is. So we got May Days is bringing us lunch today from the North Perry Airport. You know, the airport out there by where those planes keep crashing? Oh, I'm sorry. Now, we love our friends at May Days, and we love North Perry Airport. If you don't want planes going by, don't have a house by the airport. That's all. Oh, does that make sense to you? If you don't want to be living where there's a lot of planes, don't live near the airport. Sell your goddamn house, okay? Go someplace else. God. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You fat faggot, you.
Okay, thank you. You old Jew, you. 5670560, and Zyga's into you. There's another good old Jew for you. He's probably laying to fill in the day. It's the only thing he can lay at this stage of his life. Here's North Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
How would you like to make $65,000 a year?
I wouldn't. Okay, good. Not for me. Of course, how about a schlepper like you? You'd probably be in a big step up for you. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. You evidently haven't looked around you, pal. Just open up the window and take a look out there. Here's Hialeah. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
I was born and raised in Rochester, New York.
Uh-huh. Not
And when I was in
not
high
with a voice
school,
like that, you weren't.
a boy was being hazed for fraternity,
For paternity, yeah.
and they took him to Congress Avenue Cemetery.
Yeah.
And in the course of it, they had him climb a tombstone.
Climb a tombstone?
Yes, the tombstone fell on him, and he died from his injuries.
Uh-huh.
So many of these things
I guess
aren't
they didn't
so
have
funny.
At least they didn't have to move him too far for the funeral anyway. There you go. Okay, thank you. Okay, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. We getting any kind of meaningful calls here today?
No.
No. Fat faggot, come on, let's make a song out of it. Oh, fat faggot, come on, let's do it. Sing along. Just tears my kishkis out, man. Just reaches in there. Doesn't it tear my guts out?
No.
No. Tragic old Jew. Here's Kendall. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Pretty
Cuban
good.
Jew here.
All right.
Just letting you know, I'm on my way to lunch to have some black beans with pork strips.
Beauty.
And then later on, I'll be sitting on the throne atoning for my sins.
Uh-huh.
Neil, I want to ask you, how come our Orthodox Jew brothers, they're such sticklers for tradition, how come they aren't sacrificing animals to atone for their sins?
Oh,
like
they are.
used to?
They are.
Oh, they are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, love you, Neil.
Have a great day, pal. In fact, I understand that they're rounding up some Caribbean people. Oh, I'm sorry. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. I had a really horrendous cab driver yesterday taking me to the airport in Toronto. He was a Caribbean guy. Either I think Jamaican. I always assumed Jamaican, but I guess he could be Haitian or something. Bahamian. Could be from one of those barbaric islands down there.
Canadian.
Oh, he couldn't drive his finger up his
rectum.
No. I was thinking to myself, God, if you're a bad driver, it's probably not the best occupation to be in as a cab driver, you know? Didn't faze him. Here's a mobile in Hollywood. Hello.
Hey, Uncle Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I don't know if you've ever brought this up, but did you get to read Hannibal?
I get to read what?
Hannibal, the sequel to Silence
No,
of
of
the
course
Lambs?
not. Why would I read that?
Oh, I didn't know if you had any interest in that whatsoever.
None.
Okay. And
What's
again,
the notion in the basket?
well, that's why I thought maybe you'd be interested.
No, I don't read fiction.
I know you probably already
Like the
covered
Bible.
this, but Rick Sanchez's
Okay, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line.
It is so hard.
And now here's Timmy Dean, founder of Timmy Dean Pork Sausage, with a few words about new Timmy Dean bagel sandwiches.
Hello, I'm Timmy Dean. You know, if someone had told me 25 years ago that I'd be making bagels, I'd have said, huh? That's Jew food, isn't it? But times have changed, and I guess I've got to change with them. But I don't have to like it. You people want your bagels, I'll give you your bagels, with a big old greasy slab of Timmy Dean pork sausage on it. New Timmy Dean non-kosher bagel sandwiches. If you're Jewish, you can buy them. You just can't eat them.
New Timmy Dean bagel sandwiches. There's a little bit of bigot in every bite.
11:13 at 560 WQM. All you kids out there, your parents try to drag you to shul for these ridiculous, silly old holidays. Tell them, cox ahoy's, okay? Time to get lost, and what time is lunch? Yeah, that's right. Don't, this fasting crap, it's bad for you. Very bad for you. Isn't it?
No.
But it sounds good. It's a good excuse to eat again. 567-0560, pound 560. So anyway, Greg Reed was in here. I said, where's my Backstreet Boys tickets? And he said, yeah. And they kind of wandered out the door, scratching that same spot in his head. Here's Pembroke Pines. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir?
Neil, I got something funny for you.
Yeah.
The guy bringing you lunch today, Danny, we were talking about the Panthers the other night,
Yeah.
and he starts telling me that Chris Wells and Peter Worrell and Kavashi are going to be like the leading scorers for the team.
Chris Wells?
Yeah.
Who had no goals and 2 assists last year?
You believe that crap?
Oh,
He's
give me a
telling me
break.
that.
This guy needs a lobotomy. Who's that? The guy that's bringing me lunch today?
Yeah, Danny.
Oh, my God. Danny, you need serious help. You need some assistance, Danny.
He even works for the Panthers, and he doesn't get it yet. Oh, that's probably the
That's
reason.
probably why, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the reason.
He's a project.
Man, call someone a douchebag,
Yes,
Neil.
sir.
Ron Schultz, you're a douchebag.
Okay, see ya. How come I haven't got any spy reports on the Panther exhibition game, huh? Because we're hockey intensive, right? No. I'll tell you what kind of a town this is. Here's a headline in the Sun Sentinel. This is about the Marlin 10-game road trip on which they won 1 and lost 9. At 1-9, Marlins are encouraged, it says. In other words, they're losing almost every day, but at least it's close. Give me a break. God. You think that anybody with a brain is buying this propaganda? You think, like I said, anybody is buying this propaganda?
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
Exactly. It was too much effort. Why even waste your time on Yom Kippur? You know, you're not supposed to work. At least if you're going to work, don't work too hard on Yom Kippur. That's what they told me. Because then you really burn in hell for a long time, like on high cook. Yeah, if you don't, you don't do too bad, then it's only like on slow cook. 567-0560, pound 560 on it. I mean, we could talk about the Hurricanes baseball teams back when I was broadcasting the game, and 2 players who actually played in the major leagues, taking a cat and nailing it to the front door of somebody's apartment, and the girl that they terrorized who tried to commit suicide, and I think eventually did. I could talk about that on the air, but you guys don't want to hear that. Because that's nasty stuff, and of course it must be a rarity. Because real men don't do things like that. Real athletes. So when you wonder the next time you read about some poor young thing getting raped by a bunch of jocks or gang raped or whatever the hell it is, you should be real surprised, because that's part of the whole goddamn American, North American sports scene, not just American. Those young hockey players up there, they're either getting done or doing it, or both at the same time. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Pompano. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, now I got a question for you.
Dora, completely
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Like I said, those are always some of my favorites, where they got the material all queued up and they spend God only knows how much time diddling around, getting on the phone, making the call, getting on hold, staying there waiting, and here comes their magical moment, and about a half a second later. Those are always my favorite. Keeps them off the streets anyway. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Let's hear it for Michigan State. Come on, let's play the MSU fight song if we had it. We're beating Notre Dame, beating the goddamn Catholics. And see, it's not really a Catholic thing. Boston College is a Catholic school. I like Boston College. Even though they don't have the greatest team in history. Everybody remembers that BC win over here. How's Doug Flutie doing, by the way? Nice game there last night, Doug. Yeah. Everybody remembers the great Hail Mary by Doug Flutie for BC against the Hurricanes many years ago. Oh, yeah. Loved it. So it's not really just a Catholic thing. There's a lot of other Catholic schools, too. But Notre Dame, there's just something special about them, something evil about them, and their entire mentality. They're the evil people. Even their uniforms are that dark black and gold. It's like the sign of the devil. Yeah. In fact, Lou Holtz, when he left there, he said that somebody stuck a pitchfork in his rectum, and that was the end of that. And I'll tell you, that you've been had when they send you off to South Carolina. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's Coral Gables. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you? Let me tell you something. George.
Tell me something, sir.
Our great governor, Bush.
George Bush is our governor?
Jeb Bush, sorry.
Yeah, wrong Bush.
I'm sorry. Last week, right before Hurricane Floyd was supposedly supposed to hit South Florida.
Yes.
He was live all over all the news stations, even on cable, CNN, everything. 1 minute into his speech, he got cut off.
Yeah.
It was so funny? I was speaking to my mom at the same time. It says, well, Floyd must be a Democrat.
Yeah.
Because he got cut off. It went to snow.
Oh, you mean Cliff Floyd? Yeah, Cliff Floyd. Yeah, he's a Schwarzer. He's probably a Democrat. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. I'll tell you one thing, like I said, make it feel worthwhile, like coming in on Yom Kippur today, which I very easily could have taken off, because they don't want no, religious discrimination suit. Because even if you're an atheist, there's lots of atheist Jews. And Yom Kippur is a lot too serious to be messing around with me on, you know what I'm saying? So I could eat, and of course around here, you can take any day off. They don't give a crap, as long as the spots get on. But here I am showing up, doing just like I did on the day in the hurricane that last Tuesday, when everybody and their brother took off. Nobody was open. Nobody was working. Some of us showed up here. What kind of thanks did we get? What kind of appreciation? Did we get a goddamn medal? Did we get something extra for it?
No.
No. By the way, did you find out if your bonuses in your paycheck?
We won't know for sure until I actually get the piece of paper, but
What
everyone
is
in
that?
authority said that, yes, it would be there.
No, I don't mean would be. I'm not talking about would be and should be and might be. It could be.
Well,
like
he just
Terry
gives the order and hopes that somebody carries it
Oh,
out somewhere
don't
down the
ever
line.
give an order like that again. Here's Miramar. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
First of all, before I start off, I want to thank George for the case of Hatway beer
Uh-huh.
that I just got finished off last night. And I wanted to say something that you were talking about a couple of days ago, and I weren't able to call in. I remember I wasn't able. During the O.J. trial,
Yeah.
everybody was pissed off and fired up, and Geraldo Rivera had months and months of material. And
Yeah. Yeah, he did give us a lot of material, I'll say that.
a whole bunch of foolishness were going on. And this guy came in, this Vincent Bugliosi wrote a book
Right.
about outrage.
Right.
I want to know, how come nobody's outraged about this little girl? That was
About who?
the little girl, John Bonet. How come there's no books being written about this?
Oh, there's a whole bunch of books being written about it, but it's hard to write a book when nobody knows anything.
Well, we know she's dead.
And as a matter of fact, you mentioned O.J. in that story. Lawrence Schiller, that wrote one of the big stupid books about O.J., he wrote a big stupid book about this too, and, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
You know the title?
Do I know the title of it?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know, but his name is Lawrence Schiller. It's a hardback, so, I mean, how many books by Lawrence Schiller are there about John Bonet? It's brand new.
Okay.
It's out there.
Thank you.
But you don't want to waste your money on it.
Why? I want to know. Because, you see, the reaction from the O.J. trial, it seemed like this place was about to go into another civil war.
Yeah.
And now I'm hearing nothing about this child.
Because O.J. was a big celebrity, and in fact, we heard nothing about this child. MSNBC, every 3 days they drag it out again now that the hurricane is gone. What do you mean you hear nothing about it? There's little kids, anonymous kids that get murdered every day, and you never hear anything about it. John Bonet Ramsey, you would have thought that she was goddamn Queen of the Universe.
That's true.
You would have thought she was Princess Dianu. Have a great day, pal. Don't buy the book, please. People are starving, and you're wasting money on crap like that. God. And of course, if you buy the tabloids, you'd find out that it's beyond a shadow of a doubt. And what did we have just the other day? One of the detectives on Good Morning America, we just had the story on Friday, that beyond a shadow of a doubt, she was sexually molested repeatedly, over and over and over again, in spite of all the denials about it. Oh, no, there was no evidence. Oh, yes, there was. And like I said, it must have been, if it was an intruder, the same intruder must have been, or maybe she was just unlucky. Maybe a whole bunch of different intruders broke in, and because she was such a cute little thing, they kept molesting her every time they'd go in there. They'd rape her. Or maybe just some college fraternity kept breaking in there. Or some, junior hockey team was breaking in there.
Girl.
No, they do that too. No, they makes them feel more virile that way before they rape each other, or before the coach does it. 567-0560. Pound 560 on the 8th. You're laughing, but it's true. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Psych.
Let's go to Plantation. Hello. Plantation.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
This is, nice U-boy was born.
Can't hear you, though. Your phone ain't working. It must be taking the day off.
I hear you well. I'm just saying, I'm a nice Jew boy who was born in Israel.
Yes?
And I'm observing like half of the holiday today.
Why is that? Half a loaf is better than none?
No, I'm eating the whole day kosher.
That's great.
Yeah, but listen, I want to tell you some stories. 2 years ago when I came from Israel.
Yes.
I was working in New York in some Hasidic guy electronics store over there on Lexington. And the whole day, the whole week, I would hear stories like, why don't you go to shul? Why don't you eat kosher? Why aren't you married to a Jew? Why don't you light the candle and on and on and on?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, why don't you put tefillin and everything?
Why don't you lay it, yeah.
Yeah, so comes Yom Kippur, he say, I better hear that you went to shul. Anyway, the day afterward, I come back to work. I said, everything as usual. We work today as usual. Holiday's over. Anyway, 10 o'clock in the morning, the first guy, Schwartzy, comes in, says, Avi, listen, I got a stolen credit card. What did you give me for it? I'll give you only 20 cents on it. And it's only 20 cents on $1. And that's the whole time you hear about Jews observing, their religion, when it comes to real life.
Yeah, but there ain't nothing like a discount.
Yeah, but I'm saying just that the whole time, why don't you be a real good Jew? After the holiday, after Yom Kippur.
Yeah. Okay, well, listen, have some kishki for me, Avi.
Okay, I'm eating.
Shalom. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. All you kids out there, just say no. Okay, to the stupid religious crap. Any religion, I don't care which one it is. They're all a bunch of lies. They're all a bunch of hocus pocus. Just say, no. I ain't going, okay? You'll have to drag me kicking and screaming, and then I'll file a goddamn discrimination suit against you, Dad. Ma. Just say no. Tell them, leave me out. When in doubt, leave me out. You go and do all that barbaric stuff. I'll stay home and get laid or something. 26 past 11 at 560 WQAM. You bet.
Neil God.
Hi, I'm Hal Prantzler from Garotic Farms. The other day when I was out on a day hike with my men's group and something really strange happened. You see, one of the guys hit me over the head, and the next thing I knew, I was tied face down to the ground butt naked. And while this experience didn't give me a great idea for a new drink, it was sexually very satisfying.
Garotic Farms. A man, an idea, a plastic bottle.
Ow! Too big.
Ooh, maybe a smaller plastic bottle. Garotic Farms.
It's 11:30 at 560 WQAM. What do we got coming up today, by the way? We got Jim Mandich at 2 because Hank is being a professional Jew. At 6 till 8:45, we got Kimball Camper. Then we got Monday Night Football, the Falcons at the Cowboys. Plenty of open lines for you. Almost no waiting. 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, listen, did you hear about that crazy guy who got into a fight with his ex-wife and blew her head off and then his?
Yes. His name was Enrique, by the way.
You know, I
just mentioned that in passing.
I don't understand what's the problem with these people. I mean, we can't go to church. We can't go to church safe.
Yeah.
We can't. Our kids aren't safe in school anymore, and it's like, if you want to solve a problem, just get a gun and blow everybody's head off.
Well, you know, I saw them interviewing some of the neighbors on the news this morning, I guess it was, and they were all saying, well, you know, if they wouldn't have had a weapon in that house, nobody would be dead today.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, and
But
Neil,
it's a losing battle, man. This is part of the American psyche. You're fighting a losing battle.
there's a bunch of psychedelic people out there. And Neil, on the Saturday game, on the Hurricane game, did you ever see that? Like about 5 seconds, they put Joe Sagaki on the television.
Yeah.
And did you see the way he was dressed?
No.
It was like a total gaylord.
Yeah.
All right?
Okay, thank you. Whatever you said. Anybody know what he said?
No.
No. 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Let's play some Yom Kippur music today because I can see it's going to be a long 2.5 hours till 2 o'clock. Here's a mobile in Weston. Hello.
Hi, how you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
Well, I'm a Jew. I was going to the bank, and I had a good breakfast this morning.
Great.
And as I was driving to the bank, I said, geez, I wonder if Neil Rogers is on. And it was like at about 10:30, and I chuckled to hear you on and that you were asking for us to call in. It's very interesting what you say that, people are forced into religion. Wouldn't it be nice if people would just be good people every day?
There you go. Do no harm. Sounds good to me. Okay, get a new phone, pal, and Zagazant. His phone is terrible. Okay, one call left on the board. That's going to be it, I guess. 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T line. In the town where they just refuse to send their very best, or even their worst. They just can't do it. They can't get it up. 23.5 years of this agony of pleading and squeezing and begging and cajoling, even just the thing about hazing in college fraternities in a real town where we had some people with just a little tiny pair of ball bearings, that would get 7,000 people off their ass right on the phone, telling us stories that would raise the hair on the back of your neck or maybe on your rectum. That's right. But these people are too pussified. They won't tell you the truth because then we'll think bad about them. Then we'll think that they're less than real men. And, of course, we know that all of these guys out there, especially on this sports fag station, are real men. Because real men take showers together. Just ask Brad Davis. So he ain't feeling too well? 5670560 pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Oakland Park. Hello.
Hey, Neil, Happy Kippers or
Happy Kippur Herring, right.
Zygazons or whatever that.
Uh-huh.
I just have one question. When
Happy
I went
Jew
to
holiday.
school in the 60s and 70s, we never got this day off.
Yeah.
Okay, the kids are off school, and
You
know,
can't
they're
go to
off
school when you're
everywhere,
supposed to be
and
in school, pal.
people-
Don't forget that.
What's that?
I said it's a Jew holiday.
There's
And, of course,
people
they
that-
call it a teacher's work day. They don't dare say, oh, it's a Jewish holiday. So they make it, I'm sure, in both Dade and Broward and any place else where there's more than 10 Jews living, like Palm Beach. Oh, it's a teacher's work day today.
I have people that I need to working in my office here. They can't work because their kids are off school.
Yeah.
It's
How
crazy.
do you like that?
I am taking MLK birthday or whatever it is. I'm taking that day.
Martin Luther King, yeah, we're taking that day off. I think it's January 17th, something like that.
And it sounds like you probably should have taken a day off today.
I should have. For this kind of response, I could have stayed home and phoned the goddamn show in.
But nonetheless, we love you. We're glad you're on.
Okay.
Take care.
Don't eat too much kishki. It'll kill you. Now, what is this letter? The Outhouse News and World Report. What is this? What is this? Oh, my God. John Henry, it says, has a screw loose. Okay, Tommy, whatever you say. Oh, speaking of medication, by the way, I read a great piece in one of those alternative health magazines, and it wasn't by somebody from the Scientologist, George, about all the kids taking all of these drugs, and that's why all these horrendous things are going on, and this violent behavior by the young people in this country, and the fact that those kids out there in Littleton were both on those drugs, and that's why the one kid got refused by the Marines. All of these things, all these people on Prozac. I'm going to tell you, if you want to learn why it's bad to be on those prescription drugs, just come in here on some regular workday. We'll sit you down in a room with Peter Leonard for about 5 minutes. That's all you'll need to know. And you'll never let your kids anywhere near those kind of drugs, and you certainly, if you got a half a brain, will never be taking any. The only Prozac you ought to be exposed to is the music, not the goddamn drug. Here's Homestead. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Oh, the only thing I'd like to atone for today is not calling you enough.
Yeah, this whole audience should atone for that.
You know, this may appeal to prurient interests. I'm sure ears will pop up, but you know, my wife and I do swing.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things we decided to try this year, we're always looking for something new and different. We went to a shelter. We do live on the beach, and we just decided, hey, you know, because we're always, my wife especially.
What better place to swing than at a hurricane shelter?
Well, she also likes sex in public places, so we decided, look, we got to get off the beach we got to get off anyway.
Yeah.
So let's.
Might as well go to a hurricane shelter.
Exactly. We went to North Miami. North Miami.
Of course, they always at those shelters. They got those big blankets for everybody to hunker down under. So you know, God only knows what's going on under there.
Let me tell you, we were hunkering down.
Yeah.
We let the blanket slip up a little bit on her, and she did her usual cat calls and
rectum.
Of course, it was late in the night, deep in the night, as they say.
Yeah,
and,
I'll bet it was.
Let me tell you, George might want to consider something like that. I mean, for sex in public places, you know, what are they going to do? Tell us we can't screw?
That's true. Okay, listen, we'll see you at Camilla's house. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. See, with George, I mean, the whole thing is just so obvious. And like I said, I have no problem. I'm all for the swing clubs. I'm all for any kind of adult establishments. I'm all for them. Nobody drags anybody in off the street with a skyhook. But in George's case, it's so blatant and so obvious that what he's trying to do is be intellectually dishonest with himself. If you want to cheat on your wife, go out and do it. Just don't talk about it. Just go out and do it, which, of course, we know he already is anyway. But that's beside the point. But don't try to, like, do it half-assed. You either do it or don't do it. Don't try to, like, lure all these other people in and say, oh, honey, here, have another 20 or 30 beers, and let me see if I can't con you into believing.
Beer.
Well, whatever the hell you're liquoring her up with, medicating her with, whatever. See, that's why I like Bubba, okay? He cheated on the Ice Princess, and he's not going to swing clubs. He's doing it like, like a real man, not like some silly little spick that's pretending to be a swinger. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
I got to follow that.
Yes.
Well, anyway, I just wanted to thank you for
maybe you'll run into that guy at the Salvation Army someday.
Oh, I'm just saying. Yeah, well, speaking of Salvation, we were doing a lot of hurricane relief over here in Nassau, in Freeport, and Marsh Harbor, where the supplies are coming through. I want to say thanks, Neil.
Okay, great. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, whatever you said. Whatever you said, sir. You see, there's certain things, no matter how many times I bring them up, like the thing, and I'll bring in the book tomorrow because I forget the name of it. I mentioned on Friday. And thanks again, my lawyer friend down there in the Keys, for sending me that book, which killed a lot of good time on a plane going up and coming back. Great book. Macho sport like hockey, and of course it's the same in all other sports, and in fraternities, and in the military. Anywhere that there's hazing, hazing exists for only one reason.
That's a gay club, you moron.
That is absolutely correct. Regular, ordinary, run-of-the-mill pedestrian heterosexuals don't have any need or desire to see their friends, their male friends, naked in their underwear, to see their testicles, to diddle with them, to play with them, to et cetera and so on, to put marshmallows in there and fill in the rest of the blanks.
How about a little shoe polish?
I'll tell you like that. I hear Jordan Knight is in bed. 22 before noon at 560 WQAM. That's what I hear. Boy, Sam ran out of there like a bat.
The Hoover out the moon, man.
You have sex and do not care. Caught a disease down there. Ooh, it makes you wanna cry. Don't know from who it came. This itching drives you insane. Ooh, it makes you wanna die.
Yeah.
Ooh, should have used a condom. 'Cause now you've got this problem. Gonorrhea, where did I get ya? Go insane, you're out of
Oh, we're fine.
Oh, Maria. Too many one-night stands.
11:44, 560 WQM. By the way, I understand that Phil Lastman was a professional Jew today. Oh, how come we don't have that thing anymore? Do we have it?
Yes.
But anyway, I'm just stalling for time, in case you haven't noticed.
Phil Lastman.
Yeah. Anyway, so he was a professional Jew this morning, took the morning off. Guess who was doing the morning sports on IOD this morning? Since Lamont, I guess, is doing the afternoons. Our good, close, personal friend, Pete Bolger.
He's an asshole.
Using some phony name, doing the sports this morning on IOD. Oh, how sad. What they have done. What they have done to that place. Nice going, Rana. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Tamarack. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
Happy holidays.
Yeah. And
I want to know your comments. There was an article in today's New York Post about Pat Buchanan.
Yes.
And he said that colleges should recruit mostly non-Jewish whites and that Jewish groups were too influential in the U.S. foreign policy.
He always says that.
Do you agree with it? Disagree?
Do I agree? What is there? He's a Nazi. What are you worrying about Pat Buchanan for?
Well, I was just reading. I found it a very,
Pat
very
Buchanan's
funny.
going to do a tremendous service for the Democrats next year. He's going to run on a reform party and siphon a lot of votes away from Bush. Nice going, Pat.
Let me ask you, what do you think? Did you watch the Oscar De La Hoya fight
Of course
the other
not.
day?
Why would I watch that?
It was a dump.
Why would I watch it?
It was a good fight, but it was a dump.
No, it was not a good fight. Anybody that even likes boxing wouldn't say it was a good fight. They said it was boring.
Well,
it was
it's like
terminal.
watching wrestling.
Okay, have a great day. Oh, my God. He's asking me, did I watch the fight? You see what I'm saying? No matter how much I tell you how I despise boxing and how barbaric and idiotic and ridiculous it is, there are people who assume that just because it's there, I'm going to watch it. Would I watch it?
No.
If they paid me by the second, would I watch it?
No.
No. What is wrong with you, man? 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Had our first exhibition game of the year. One of only two against the Bruins on Sunday night, which I noticed they lost, or Friday, whatever the hell it was. Did we get one call about that?
No.
No. All we do is get a call from our buddy Danny's boyfriend there telling us about Chris Wells is going to do this. And did we get any report from anybody that was there?
No.
No. Nothing. But this guy wants to know, did I watch the fight? You're calling the wrong show, sir. You're calling. And by the way, it's interesting, since I'm not the sports maven, I'm driving to work this morning, and in between CDs, I hear the little dog go down about how amazed he was that they're using instant replay for spotting the ball. Didn't I talk about that last week? Even you remember that. In the Patriots-Jets game about the controversial fourth down play, Tommy Tupa makes a dive for it. Did he make it? The officials say no. And now he goes. The referee goes. They call an official timeout and sticks his head in that thing on the screen to see about spotting the ball. I ranted and raved about that. Hank came in here, and I talked to him about that. And the little dog just discovered that yesterday. And you want to know the reason? Because I got a satellite dish. I see all of these different games. I see more football games in one weekend, if I'm home, than some of these guys see in a whole season. And they're on there, talking up a storm and getting 50 million phone calls from people who think they know something. Here's a lady in Boca. Hello.
Hi there, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi there. Just let me introduce myself because I want to tell you this is my first call. I started listening to you when I was 24, and that was 23 years ago on the Cat.
Wow.
I know. It's a long time. I adore you, obviously. Serious business. My daughter now, who was the youngest caller, actually, she was 4 years old when she called you. She's in the College of Nursing up at the University of Florida now.
Mm-hmm.
She called. Over the weekend, there was a young man who was beaten to death by Tennessee fans.
Beaten to death?
Beaten to death. He was in surgery for 7 hours for his brain, and he died. He was just a nice young kid. I knew of him, didn't know him personally, doesn't matter. This is what the fans did up there. These crazy, crazy lunatic
Barbarians.
fans. Barbarians. I don't, and it hasn't been in the paper here.
They beat him to death because he was a Tennessee fan?
No, Tennesseans. 7 Tennessee.
I mean, because he was a
Gator.
A Gator fan. Well, whatever.
A Gator. Who cares what they are?
Right.
The bottom line is they're disgusting human beings, if human is the word.
Tennessee. Well, that's subhuman.
Obviously, Auntie said these crackers. I don't want to say
Cretins.
that. She's a nice little Jewish girl saying that, so I told her don't say anything, but nothing in the New York Times, nothing even in the Boca Raton, nothing anywhere. And I wanted to let people know. People listen to you, obviously, and his death shouldn't go in vain.
Well, how can they suppress a story like that?
I don't know. I called up the Times, and you can't even get through to them. And I'm sure.
Well, what about our local papers? Forget about the Times. What about the Herald and the Sun Sentinel?
Absolutely nothing. And this is just unconscionable. You know, there's a line there between, you know, having a riotous good time and taking yourself over that line and killing someone because he said, I'm a Gator fan.
Yeah.
Going home right off campus. It's crazy. You're right. This is a crazy
Sick.
place.
The word is sick.
I know. I'm just besides myself. As a parent, I was, you know, obviously incredibly upset, and just as a human being, that what the hell? And my kids have to live with these animals.
Yeah, and we got a whole bunch of people with beanies on, mumbling words today that they don't understand.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a beanie, you know.
But what's the point?
Whatever.
What good does it do?
It doesn't do a damn bit of good. And speaking of beanies, in the Times they had a very funny picture. The Pope was giving some kind of wonderful speech about, you know, increasing the population, and his beanie flew off, and they have this picture of it, you know, and it was humorous.
Boy!
I know, it was humorous, but
It's enough to flip my lid. Okay, well, thanks for the depressing news.
I love you, Neil.
Okay, see ya.
Okay, bye.
Okay, how come we can't get anything about that story? Well, it was only one, you know. I mean, even the story in Fort Worth, there were 7 people that got shot. That didn't get too much. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Boynton Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil, I feel like Casey Kasem just getting a death request there following that call. Anyway.
What?
I feel like Casey Kasem with that death request. Anyway, just called to say, hey, I'm out of material.
Is there something funny about what you just said? Did I miss something funny about that?
No, there's nothing funny about it.
Oh. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. You're a jerk, sir. You're a jackass. You're an idiot. But I guess you already knew that. And so did everybody else who knows you. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Love the show. That last caller really is an idiot.
Yes, a jackass. A simpleton, a moron.
I wanted to ask you a question. Have you seen the movie Stir of Echoes?
He's an asshole. No.
You haven't seen it?
No, I'm gagging from that last call. What it's about?
Stir of Echoes is similar to The Sixth Sense. I recommend you go see it. You're going to love the movie. It's a great
George
movie.
has got his pseudo-intellectual
Kevin
finger on
Bacon
his nose.
Yeah, it's with Kevin Bacon.
The Kevin Bacon thing?
Yeah, but it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
Best movie ever, I think.
It's the one where Kevin Bacon's running around naked in the whole movie, is that it?
No, he's digging throughout the whole movie pretty much.
Oh.
Just digging holes and digging holes.
Digging a hole
digging
for
holes.
himself, yeah. He was okay on Guiding Light 100 years ago. He was all right.
Yeah, he was all right. He was real good at Footloose, of course, but this is
Yeah,
his best
Footloose
movie
is
without a
pretty
doubt.
good. Okay,
All right,
I'll go see it right now.
All right.
Oh, God. I'm gagging on it. Wow. It's in the air in here, probably. I think what it is, God is punishing me for working on Yom Kippur. That's probably what it is. He's pretty pissed off. You know how emotional he gets? He's a basket case, this goddamn God. He just, every time something doesn't go crazy. And the worst part of it is, because he's omniscient and knows everything, he knows he's going to screw up every time, and he still keeps doing all these things. And then he blames somebody else for it. Ah, Jesus Christ almighty. 567-0560, pound. Didn't we have a Dr. Mark call earlier in the show? Somebody trying to mention his name?
No, I didn't.
Yes, we did.
I didn't ask anybody.
We had a
to.
Dr. Mark. No, we haven't. Boy, you are really sensitive. I haven't even said hello yet. You
Hello.
are defensive.
Hello. It was
Is
actually
this defensive, Dr. Mark?
a pleasant coincidence that we'd been out of touch for a while. I was listening to on and off in the car.
Yeah, well, I'm not doing too much doctoring at the moment.
I know that, and I'm happy for you. It's
Yeah.
always better to be without doctors for a while.
Right.
You know that.
Especially this obesity problem that I've got.
Man, it's that is one of the most complicated things. My weight's gone back up again too for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you like that?
I don't like it.
Number one health problem in America. It's an illness. It's not. It's obesity is the number one killer in this country, and you guys have let us down. But anyway, I don't mean you specifically.
I know that.
But
as guys, as a profession and as a healthcare industry, we've let a lot of people down on a lot of things. That's for sure.
By the way, Oprah weighs 220. I thought I'd mention that again. Saw her fat ass in the tabloids again this weekend.
So, like I said, it was a coincidence. I was going to call you, and because I never got those last set of results or anything, and I assume we're still friends and coworkers.
Yes.
But then one of my patients mentioned
my homocysteine went down from 15.4 to 10. How do you like that?
Thanks
for that folic acid.
Folic acid is all it takes. It's so simple, and it's even in
Actually,
white bread.
I take that anti-homo formula.
No, you can't be anti-homo.
Anti-homo formula.
Okay, all right.
I'm starting to look at pictures of Britney Spears a lot. Yeah, I'm watching the Britney Spears video.
So one of my patients told me that he heard my name mentioned on the way down, and I said it's a coincidence. I was going to call him. What was it about? And he goes, a woman, it sounds like he knew, called up and said is it okay if I call Dr. Mark a douchebag?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, it won't be the first time I've been called that, that's for sure. you know full well I get very mixed reviews. So
what does that mean?
Mixed reviews?
What does that mean?
Well, what that means is
on a personal level, yeah.
Well, no, not just that, but
professional level.
Professionally speaking, if everybody loves you and agrees with you and is happy with you,
that's bad.
You're either lying, cheating, or stealing, and you know
you're
exactly what I
very
mean.
boring, yeah.
Exactly. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing you one of these days, either at your place or mine, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I missed you during the summer because I was taking classes during the slow season and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But everything's back online except we don't have a radio in the office anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Why, they repo it?
No. Just we decided to tighten up the ship a little bit.
Yeah.
That's about it. No, we didn't repo
it. It was just a joke. It was just a joke. God,
hey, I'll tell you what. The way
everybody is so sensitive. I know things are tough on the beach. You don't have to tell me.
That's exactly right. And the way the industry goes, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if doctors are being repoed right and left. I wouldn't be surprised at all. But everybody keeps it mum to themselves.
Right. I'll see you soon.
With warmest regards.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay, there's my good buddy, Dr. Mark. They repoed his radio. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Come on, let's go. Let's get some goyim on here today. The Jews won't call. Let's get the goyim going, okay? Screw the Jews. They won't call me today. We had like 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. That's about it. They're busy. They're not going to waste their time with me. They're in shul. In addition to which, the Orthodox, they can't call anyway because they'll go to hell if they use the phone. On Saturday, on Shabbos, they can't do it. Friday night, on Yom Kippur, on Rosh Hashanah, on Ash Wednesday, they can't do this, they can't do that. And obviously, if you've seen any of them, they can't shave either. It's 11:56 at 5, or take a shower in July. 4 minutes till noon at 560 QAM.
Do you have reason to believe you may be using drugs?
You know, I have been acting erratically lately. Just last week, I went bowling with Jesus and Jim Morrison.
Those may be some of the telltale signs that you may be using drugs.
How do I know for sure?
Some of the other telltale signs may include you have drugs in your house.
Yep, that's me.
You know where to get drugs.
Me again.
You know all the drug lingo.
Oh, yeah.
You talk about Woodstock as if you're still there.
Dude, Jimmy's gonna play the national anthem again!
And you can eat 32 cheeseburgers in one sitting.
Sure, man, who could?
If you've answered yes to any or all of those questions, you may have a drug problem. If that's the case, you need to try HDT, the home drug test, the fastest and most reliable way to find out if you've been using drugs. HDT, the home drug test, available at most major pharmacies. From Paz, the Easter egg people.
Far out, man.
I want it that way.
12 noon, what's on? 12 noon at 560 WQM. We got Jim Mad Dog Mandich for Jewish Hank Goldberg at 2. So here's the story. Thanks for faxing me this very depressing story, like the lady called a couple of calls back. 2 men, one a University of Florida student, died Sunday morning from injuries received in separate incidents. Brian T.E.W., a 20-year-old sophomore, died around 7 a.m. yesterday from injuries sustained during a fight early Saturday morning. 2, who lived in campus apartment clubs at such and such an address, was approached by 8 Live Oak men looking for a party, said Sergeant James Troiano, spokesman for Alachua County Sheriff's Office. He said Joshua Wells, 21, of Live Oak, allegedly started an argument with 2 outside of 2's second-floor apartment around 2:30 a.m. Saturday. When the argument turned physical, both men fell down a staircase, and Wells allegedly kicked 2 in the head, knocking him unconscious. They came down the stairs together fighting, Troiano said. Wells maliciously kicked him. 2 was taken to Shands at UF with multiple skull fractures, where he died. He was going to make a difference in the world, said Ed Morris, to his roommate and Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity brother. His life was cut way too short. Wells, who left Gainesville with his friends in 2 cars, was arrested in Columbia County after being stopped by the FHP. The other car was found out of gas in Suwannee County. Wells was booked into the Columbia County Jail on an aggravated battery charge. A second-degree murder charge was added after 2 died. Doesn't say anything about Tennessee or anything about football, but that's what the story says that I got here so far. Thanks to our friends from Maydays at the North Perry Airport for a great lunch today, as usual. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Gainesville. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I wasn't going to call in or anything, and then I heard the woman call in and talk about the dead student.
Mm-hmm.
I live on the campus here, and my window from my desk faces outside on what's called University Avenue, which is the main party place to be. And from about Friday night through the game was at 8 o'clock at night, there was nothing but drinking and carousing and just Tennessee fans yelling at Florida fans and traffic and lots of problems. And people basically drank all day, and the game was at 8 o'clock, and they came in about 7:55 to the game, from being out there from between 10 and 11, 8 or 9 hours. And it's a terrible situation that something like this has to happen. But the one who died, Sue, was a friend of a friend. But it's not a good situation here when something like that happens.
Nothing like getting a bunch of crazed, drunken rednecks together.
Oh, that's very true. Tennessee and Florida together.
Mm-hmm.
It was terrible. And the thing was, most of the people who were out there weren't even students. I mean, there was a fair amount of students, but there's 50,000 students here, and there's only 21,000 tickets for the students. A lot of them were people coming in from Tennessee. A lot of them were people coming in from the surrounding areas. That, you know, this is the biggest event.
Okay, your phone died, but thanks. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Hallandale Beach. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Just called to see how my favorite AIDS candidate's doing. By the way, I'm glad you're off of Whammy and was sick and tired of watching you drip that tomato sauce down your 3 chins, you fat
but
bag.
thanks for listening every day, though, sir. Thank you so much for listening. See, I wanted to wait and see how long he could do it. That was it. That was the end of it. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. He even watched the TV show. He was the one. How do you like that? He was sick and tired of it, so he's glad that it went off. In other words, if it was still on, he couldn't have turned it off. Boy, this guy needs to join NA, Nealaholics Anonymous. 1 call left on the board, and that's it. Boy, we've had some real sweethearts today, I'll tell you. Some real pleasant people today, like him. Several. But life goes on. We just keep plowing right ahead, stocking that money away. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Yeah, Neil, you know that when the show's over and you go home, you get down on your knees and you ask God for forgiveness.
Where are we going? That's it. That's the end of our calls. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. It's Asshole Day here at QAM. Of course, when you do a show in South Florida, I guess every day is Asshole Day. This is the response. This is their response, by the way, to this story that we just had. This is their response. Here's a mobile in Hollywood. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to thank you for saving my life. And that's the truth.
What does that mean?
Well, you always talked about the Atkins diet, and I was very overweight. I was like 300 pounds, and I said, you know, one day I was going to try it. And what was happening was I just kept on eating fish food. I was just losing control.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went on the Atkins diet. Since December, I've lost 80 pounds.
Great.
So my hair's coming back, and all of a sudden I feel a lot better.
Excellent.
And I'm not a pig anymore, so I just wanted to say thank you very much for saving my life, and that's all I wanted to say.
Okay, keep it up, pal.
Thank you.
See ya. 5670560, pound 560. By the way, I'm having the insides of a Philly cheese sandwich, which is good. No bread, but I got the meat and cheese, which is sufficiently trafe to piss off some of the more Orthodox Jews out there. Too bad. By the way, all you kids out there, a good bacon cheeseburger today would be good. And that guy that called a couple of calls ago, there's a good example. While all you young people out there, stay away from Hallandale. Don't go anywhere near there. Not that anybody ever would. Especially now that they closed down at the Button, whatever the hell the name of that place was. South, north, east. Here's a mobile in Coral Springs. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
That guy was still watching Whammy, looking for you?
Yeah, he's looking. Mm-hmm. He's squeezing it. He's squeezing it right now.
Don't really have much material. I just had a question for you. I hear you talk a lot about the refined sugars and the meat and stuff like that. Which do you think is worse for you?
Which what?
Either the refined sugars or the dairy. So I hear you talk about both of those are killers.
Just a minute ago, you said the refined sugars and the meat, and then all of a sudden I said which what, and then you said the dairy. What are we talking about?
Isn't the meat dairy?
Meat is dairy. Meat is a dairy product.
I thought it was.
Okay, thanks. Just pick up a great steak in the dairy department at your supermarket. No, seriously, how is it possible? I mean, that guy was older than 10. How is it possible to go through life that long and be that dumb? Seriously, can anybody answer me that question, you think?
No.
How is it possible? Just by osmosis, you absorb a little bit. Just, if you ever leave the house, you absorb, through the pores of your skin. Forget about a brain. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line.
Whammy. God, it sucks.
I will fresh kiss asparagus and sun-dried tomatoes. I've slobbered over lima beans and large-eyed potatoes. When it comes to kissing produce, I'm rarely ever fickle. But there is one thing I will not do. I will not smooch the pickle. No, he won't. Oh, no, he won't. Not even. No, he won't. He never will. He'll never smooch the pickle. I'll tickle tease and squeeze the bees off sunlash watermelon. I'll gladly munch on Captain Crunch and all else that you're selling. I'll suck and nibble cantaloupe and lap its tangy trickle. But I'll never, ever, no, I'll never, ever smooch that pickle. No, he won't. Oh, no, he won't. Not even. No, he won't. He never will. He'll never smooch the pickle. I've fingered grapes and licked the butts of sweaty heads of lettuce. I've done about everything with fruits and have a veggie fetish. I've swallowed bananas, oh, so big they sure did tickle. And even though I love these things, I will not smooch the pickle. No, he won't. Oh, no, he won't. Not even. No, he won't. He never will. He'll never smooch the pickle. One more time. No, he won't. Oh, no, he won't. Not even.
No.
No, he won't. He never will. He'll never smooch the pickle.
12:15 at 5:50 WQ. Happy Yom Kippur to you, okay? Eat all you want today. Don't pay any attention to all that other bull crap because it's bull crap. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Just remember, tradition is poison. Tradition is the continuation of crap, of reasons to separate yourselves from everybody else. Am I going to change it?
No.
No. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Yes?
Yes, to think God will mind that I spent this morning in the unemployment office instead of at shul.
Oh! Wow. If God was looking out for you, you wouldn't have had to be there.
Maybe I should. You know what it was? I didn't atone properly last year.
That's what did it.
Yeah. So can I get some odd solution from Uncle Neil?
No. No.
Okay, Neil.
Good luck to you, pal.
Take care.
You'll need it. No, you better cut the crap, pal. You better go to shul and pray. Just pray real hard. You'll be getting the job, won't you, if you pray real hard on it? 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. You know that guy from Hallandale I called before? He's probably one of those guys that was in one of those college fraternities at the School of Hard Knocks. Yeah, he's probably one of the guys that they may get down on all fours, you know, and do his sheep routine. Fort Lauderdale, hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
Neil, I am a non-shul going, non-fasting Jew.
All right.
And I just finished lunch. I had a little bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich.
Great. That'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll put you right over the edge.
So far, nobody's come down from the heavens to strike me dead yet.
Mhm.
So
wait till that next clap of thunder and bolt of lightning, man.
thunderclap, yeah.
Thunderclap Newman.
Exactly.
Even he was Jewish.
So anyway, what's the story with Los Van Van?
The story is that they're going to play whether those old spicks like it or not. How do you like that? October 11th, they're going to play.
Yeah, more power to them.
And the people under the age of 100 say, all right, we like it.
Yeah, all those intransigents, as they like to be called now.
Yeah, they don't like, what was that one word that they don't like? I'm reading the same column that you read.
Oh, Enrique?
They don't like to be called hardliners. They like to be called intransigent. How about if we just call them old assholes? How's that sound?
Suits me.
Okay, pal.
Hey, Neil, one request.
Yes.
Be true to your shul.
Okay.
Be gesund.
Arrivederci. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. We're rolling along. We're almost there, baby. We got till 2 o'clock. And then Jim Mandich is going to come along.
All right.
Give you a big song and a dance about how great the Dolphins are. Anybody really believe that?
No.
But he'll give you a song and a dance. I want to hear somebody on this radio station tell it like it is about Brian Greasy. I knew Brian Greasy before any of you, okay? Because when Bob Greasy and I did the Hurricane games together, back in 83, I think it was, on TV, that one season, he used to bring Brian to all the baseball games. He was a little punky kid, and he still looks pretty much the same. He's a bigger punky kid, and he's a nice kid, but the only problem is he ain't ready, baby. He may never be ready. And when are the people, the sports nerds on this radio station, going to start telling it like it is instead of constantly gilding the lily, instead of constantly covering up for crap? I mean, I can understand if I'm working on ESPN and ABC Television Sports, I'm not going to be knocking the boomer how boring he is on Monday Night Football. I'm not going to be telling it the way it is because I got to be a shill. Here's a mobile in the Keys. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Pretty good, sir.
Oh, that's good. Just a couple things, actually. Number one, I know a bunch of people all over the state that are listening to you on the internet and everything, but they don't call because you guys don't have an 800 number.
No kidding, pal. Well, I got news for you. We're going to have an 800 number real soon here. I'm going to want to know why.
That's right.
Damn cheap bunch of bastards that run this place. They think that, see, the way that they do things here is they just keep evading you. Ask them a question, you try to put their feet to the fire. Oh, yeah, well, we'll look into that. And then they just hope you forget about it because they're not going to spend a goddamn... No, seriously, they won't spend a dime that you don't force them to spend.
Well, why don't you tell me another couple more spots or something, you know?
Yeah, that's right.
Add a little more time to the spot.
Yeah, let's start running those 15-minute breaks like we got in the afternoon.
Oh, I love that. It's awesome. Makes me change the channel.
Right. So does the competition. They love it, too.
The next thing is, I don't know if you've mentioned this or seen it or not, but I was reading on the internet between porn sites that there's Phil Hendry is going to be syndicated.
Right.
By, I don't know who, Premier or anything. You haven't heard any, have you heard anything about that? You know if he's going to be down here or not or anything?
Have I heard anything about it? We had it on the air a couple of weeks ago, but have I heard anything about him being here? The answer is
no.
No.
Figures, huh? Of course, everybody's down here.
I think he starts very soon, September 26th, something like that.
Awesome.
29th.
29th?
29th.
Yeah, awesome if you can hear it.
I know. I don't want to listen to it on the internet. It sucks.
See, the problem is the only place that would put him on the air would be Queer Channel, would be INZ.
Right.
And at night, if you live in Broward or with you down there in the Keys, you couldn't hear it if your life depended on it.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, well, that was about it.
So if you want to drive up to date at night and have Let's Listen to Phil Henry Party every night, you could do that.
That'd be great.
Right. Okay, pal.
All right, thank you very much.
See you.
Bye.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Come on, let's have another one of them big ball games at night. Let's everybody get drunk all day. How come when I was in Amsterdam on Queen's Day last April 30, and they had 400,000 at least young people coming in from all over the goddamn country, starting as early as 9, 10 in the morning, and they're all out there drinking beer all day long. And the worst thing I saw, well, in fact, maybe the best thing I saw, was a bunch of guys like taking a leak up against the side of a building a few times. Nothing happened. No fights, no shootings, no killings, no beating anybody up, nobody dead. Everybody go home. They clean up the streets 9, 10 o'clock at night. That was it. Next morning it was like none of them were ever there. You're not talking about the American barbarians again, are you? You're going to start that crap and tell us the truth again? We don't want to hear it. We can't stand it. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I'm a ex-religious Jew who is going to eat pork chops for dinner tonight.
Pork chops. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, man. And my mom tried to get me to go to temple today, but I wasn't going to have it.
Just say, just tell her get lost.
Exactly. Listen, I heard on CNN tonight that this year Yom Kippur coincides with some Hindu holiday about their god Ganesh, which is the god of wealth, and, like making lots of money. So I thought that was kind of funny, the two holidays together.
Only $50.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, have a good day.
See ya. Watch out for that pork. Nothing worse than getting some bad pork, I'll tell you that. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I have turned to your station a few times, and how come you're calling Phish and all that?
You have turned to this station a few times?
Yeah.
Why do you keep making the same mistake if you're offended by this station?
Because I want to see what an asshole sounds like.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what.
Do you know what
just cup your hand over one ear and listen to the sound of your own voice, pal. That'll do it. That'll solve your problem. Spick. 5670560. And by the way, Los Band are going to play here every week, okay? Every week. We're bringing in another goddamn musical group from Cuba every week to sing La Cucaracha. That's right. Can't keep playing them old Desi Arnaz records forever, you know. Babalu gets a little old. Get some goddamn Cuban music in there to compete with that damn Ricky Martin crap. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in North Miami Beach. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Neil?
Yes.
Okay, Neil, on the University of Rochester, when they had some, the initiated guys, they were bad. And I'm not in favor of having these fraternities.
They were bad. What did they do?
What they do? You know what they did? They made them tape up their rear, and then they gave them a pint of Pluto water, and they had to go down Main Street.
Yeah.
Neil, people don't realize the great connection you got. Muggsy Solomon was your great uncle, and he was a great guy. If the people in Florida knew who Muggsy was, they wouldn't be so rough on you, right?
What does that mean?
No, I'm just saying he was a great guy. Now on
he was a good guy. Have ever met a bookie who wasn't a good guy?
Bob Greasy's boy.
Unless he broke your legs, yeah.
Bob Greasy boy, like you said. I think with more experience and more playing, he'll get a little bit better.
Yeah.
And what I think I was going to say, without you on every day, it's something that we wake up to, and you're a great joy, and you're a wonderful guy. And one of these days, you're going to say on this station, "Thank you, Lord, for blessing me."
Don't hold your breath. Okay. One of those days, I'm going to say, "Thank you, Lord, for blessing me." Anybody believe that?
No.
No. What was that? Where did that come from? Well, I guess he knew my uncle. What a religious family we were. 567. All bookies pray. Yeah, they pray for their horse to come in last. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. I tell you one thing. I think even though we didn't get the hurricane, I think Floyd blew in some of the jungle juice into the air here because everybody seems to have inhaled copious amounts of it. Here's a mobile in Coral Springs. Hello.
Neil, how you doing?
Great.
2 jackasses in a row. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Speaking of jackasses, I listened to the Hurricanes game on Saturday. I was extremely excited to see them lose again.
Yes. Nice going there, Miami. Let's hear it.
Real brief, Neil, quick sparring.
Don't forget.
Hurricane fucking blow.
Yes.
Yes, they do, and so does Joe Zagacki. And he had a great comment, one for the ages. If you can get the tape, he said, when Nate Webster hits you, it's like a ton of semen falling down on top of you. It was unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Got to find him. Yeah, you got to find him.
And he should know.
Yeah, he should.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Neil.
He should know because
Joe Zagacki sucks.
Okay. 25 past noon at 560 WQAM, 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. We're hearing mostly today from the accident audience, you know, the ones who are just having radio accidents. Can you imagine if the people who listen voluntarily would ever start calling in? We'd be loaded with call. Yeah. We got the old spick. We got the homophobe in Hallandale whose sheep left him for the weekend. We got all these people. Those are my favorites. I mean, and when you let them go and then all of a sudden click because you know you've let them go farther than they ever believed that they would get, and they've run out of material. Practically before they give their little shot, they've run out of material. Yeah, like I said, that guy from Hallandale was a classic example of what happens from some of those bad hazing rituals where a bunch of silly young guys get one or two guys down on their hands and knees, and God only knows what kind of things they've done to them. You know what I'm saying? They may even have wrecked them, for all we know, for life. 26 past noon at 560 WQM1.
Anybody have a heart or a liver?
For centuries, man has wondered if the dead truly walk among us. And if so, do they too have bodily functions? This Friday, one young boy is about to find out.
I can smell the farts of dead people.
He has a sixth sense.
You know when you're in an elevator and someone rips one, but no one admits to it? That's them.
The Sixth Sense.
Make it stop. It freaking reeks.
Rated PU.
What is that? Don't tell me those are the tickets that came back that the guy never got in the mail?
No, worse. This guy never picked up his tickets. The ones that we were giving away, those really good plaza level.
The ones that cost $8 billion?
Right.
The $160 a piece. And what's the guy's name that never picked up his goddamn Panther tickets, the best ones that we had?
Wayne.
Wayne?
My
You
last
suck,
name?
Wayne. Wayne, to you, okay, Wayne? I hope a goddamn army of gerbils crawls up your rectum, okay, and dies right in there. Didn't pick up his... This is unbelievable. Not only can I even get a phone call tell me anything about the goddamn exhibition game, how this one looked, how that one looked, how Orwell looked, anything at all, but here's the guy we give the best front row seats. $160 a ticket, face value. That's $320 a ticket and a parking pass. George puts it in the envelope from the pickup, and the guy doesn't show up. What can you say? He's an asshole.
Understand, of course, that I ask them all before, I take their name and everything.
Yes.
You'll be able to pick this up, won't you?
Right.
Yeah, offices is closed at such and such.
Right.
Yeah, and they promise and swear.
And does he pick it up?
No.
No. Oh, my God. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. See that crusty old Cuban I called before? You know what that was all about? The one that allegedly... See, this is the new deal. Oh, well, once in a while I tune in. Yeah, right. You're listening every goddamn day, every minute. This is your new technique to try to avoid being caught as a chronic, as a compulsive. I can't turn it off. But what he's upset about is the fact that, like I said, there are a whole bunch of... There's a new wave coming, baby. Young, living, and breathing. We're not talking about shills like Alice Penis, the mayor. We're not talking about assholes like him that are in the hip pocket of Mickey Harrison and the Herald. We're talking about a whole new breed of living and breathing people that are going to reclaim Dade County and take it back from crusty old one-dimensional assholes like him. That's what's going to happen. Oh! The result of that election, that was only the beginning. And the fact that Los Van Van are going to sing and perform, and so is everybody else who wants to in Dade County. To you guys, okay? You've embarrassed this place long enough. You've made it into a laughing stock. The Pan Am game, they wasted 200 and some odd thousand, I think it was $220 some $1,000 promoting for a thing that never wound up coming here because, again, people like this old spick and Merritt Steerheim, gutless politicians who cave into them. Get on the bus, Merritt. Get on the Metro Rail. Get out of town, the Metro Rail. 56705. Hey, if it's good enough to get Barbara Walters all that money, I'll give it a shot. Look what it did for Tom Brokaw. People with speech defects doing the goddamn news in America. That's what it takes. Here's a mobile in Cooper City. Hello.
Hello. Shalom, Neil.
Yes?
Neil, you have to excuse these people. I think between the pressure of Hurricane Pink Floyd and the hurricane loss, I think they're venting on you.
Oh, yeah, they really give a crap about the hurricanes. Uh-huh.
And I know where the Jews are. There's a shul. Is that a temple? A shul across from Cooper City High School. They're lined up and
the
down.
Jew place.
They're lined up and down Sterling Road to Palm Avenue. They got two BSOs out there. I've never seen anything like it.
What are they doing? Maybe they're lined up at the maybe they're lined up at the drive-thru at McDonald's. Maybe they got tired of the fasting.
I think I saw Hank over there. And Neil, you know,
I guarantee you, Hank's at Calder today.
And don't the Jews have to pay for the seats?
Of course.
And I
no
think
pay, no play, baby.
It's like a playoff game today. I think they pay a lot more. So
that's right.
Clean it up.
The bigger the holiday, the more you got to pay.
Happy Purim.
Right.
Do you have a song from the old days called "The Whole Wide World Is Jewish"? you remember that song?
Yeah, I don't think we got it.
Oh, jeez.
But I was supposed to play "Be True to Your Shul." I'm glad you reminded me
I
about
know
that.
you have Earl Streitzes, though.
Yeah, I do got that.
I'm a goy, and I'm trying to convert.
Okay.
Thank you.
Zygazun. Be True to Your Shul. Earl Streitzes. Okay, make a list of all these and then kill the last hour with it. Just like the spot breaks on Hank's show. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Coral Springs. Hello.
Hello, Nell.
Yes.
How are you?
Great.
I wanted to thank all the Jews for staying out of my favorite restaurant last night,
Which one is that?
the Big Bear Brewing thing here in Coral Springs. Because
what?
you can actually get in without a waiting line. The food is very good.
Uh-huh.
The beer is lousy, but the food is very
Well, that's
good.
all that counts. Who cares about the beer?
But the last time I ate
Go ahead.
there was Passover, and basically we wait for Jewish holidays, and we go. There's no line, no wait. You get right in, and
Good
it's
thinking.
fantastic.
Excellent.
Anyway, I wanted to personally thank you because thanks to you, my son Julio called from Norman, Oklahoma. He's listening to you right now on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, listening to Neil made me realize that I haven't called home, so he called home. So I wanted to thank you and call him a major Sooner douchebag.
Okay.
Thank you, Neil.
See ya. 5670560, pound 560, rhymes with Shixie on the AT&T wireless line. All the heathens out there, they're not in shul today. And why is anybody? When is this going to stop? When is this going to stop? It's so predictable. It's like mark something on a calendar and people will march. They'll pay, they'll march, they'll go. They really aren't sure why. It's something to do. Like I said, it's tradition. Enough already. Use your brain. Does it make any sense?
No.
Does it change anything?
No.
Does it make you feel better?
No.
Does it, I wonder if Meyer Lansky used to go to shul on the high holidays. I bet he probably did. Just like all the mafia people, always run into the church. And here's a check for $3 million from the Corleone Foundation for the Catholic Charities in the name of Mary Corleone. How much was it? $600 billion, some ridiculous amount. We have an understanding. Here's Miami Beach. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I got a friend of mine who lives right next to the yeshiva there in Alton Road.
Uh-huh.
And a couple of days ago, they brought a trailer loaded with white chickens. And the building was horrified. These are Cuban people, that live next to that place. They were hitting each other with these chickens, and he don't understand. He thinks that it's a ritual of Santeria.
Yeah.
So he's telling
we
me
do that every Yom Kippur.
Estrangulando el pollo para acá.
Yeah.
Yeah, but people don't understand that that's part of the ritual too of the real ultra-Orthodox Jews. Could you explain that to my friend? He's here.
No, I could not.
But you know that it does exist.
Yeah, they wrap the tefillin around their neck is what they do.
Yeah, and it's unbelievable. By the way, during the hurricane, I was listening to an old friend of yours called John Levitt.
An old friend of mine?
Exactly. Why do? And he was.
Oh my God! I can't believe you said that name.
He was interviewing the man for the Weather Bureau,
Oh.
and the man gave him an answer that he said,
Yeah.
I'm
I bet you lost it. I bet you just about lost it.
I'm sure
My friends in the Jewish community and my friends in the dark community and oh, brother. And this is a guy, by the way, who had no friends.
I'm surprised that you don't use that as spot.
He's the one that started that.
When you wanted to say yes, like you have one to say no, maybe you should have that one.
Yeah, we can get John Levitt to do it for us. Very good. Keep working on it, pal.
Bye-bye.
And watch out for the chickens. Don't lose your head. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line, 21 till 1 here on 560 W Make Believe QAM.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Then some schlub meal tried to put me down and says he has a larger congregation. I tell him right away, now listen here, to negate your herd of macho, it's number one in the nation.
All right.
All the space, give us dollars, so be true to your show. Like your wood to your mule. Be true to your show. I can't keep your soul. Be true to your show. A new cloth yarmulke embroidered in gold. It's sure is bold. I wear it Johnny Blaze. On Fridays I'll be jacked up on the Sabbath service. I'll be ready to pray. I'll be standing now. My girlfriend's at the altar in the choir now. She'll be singing away. Be true to your show. Live your call and say. Be true to your show. Take it from hell. Oh, be true to your show. Yiskadash, 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 be true to your show.
How do you like that? Playing something that's heathen and disrespectful on Yom Kippur, huh? I like it. It's 1246 at 560 WQM. It's like this Rosh Hashanah business, and of course, every Jew that I know, it's like a compulsory thing. Oh, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Do I know one Jew that operates his life based on a Jewish New Year?
No.
On a Jewish calendar?
No.
So what's the point? Tradition. It's like a bad habit. It's like chewing your fingernails. Tradition. It's like picking seeds out of your rectum, but not nearly as much fun. 5670560 pound. I'm not going to say it. 5670560 and pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Well, it's like looking for gold. You finally find something good and then you lose it. Oh my God! You scour. You look under the goddamn sofa. Where did that thing go? Here's a Palm Beach. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Neil, I just wanted to know. This is, by the way, Neil God. Palm Beach Post Sunday.
Yeah.
Catholics redefine hell as a state of mind.
That's an old story. Palm Beach just discovered that?
Yeah.
This is crap that the Pope came up with weeks ago.
Right. They did mention the Pope in there, but this is the first time I read the account.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny, though. If you hadn't had it, I was going to give you some new material.
It's a
but
state
I
of
guess you heard
mind, and
about
if you got a good bong, you can get in that state of mind yourself. Even if you got a cheap bong.
The Pope smokes dope.
There you go, and that's why he's in that state of mind. Plus, it's good business. Okay, pal. Thanks for the good news. Okay, whatever he was going to say. Sorry, I thought he was done. 5670560. Was he done? He was done. And pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. It's a great day to say goodbye to all this religious crap. It's Yom Kippur 1999. Okay, it's the last year of this century, as we know it, as we're counting it. It's the last year with a 1 in front of it. You can go to the bank on that. Here's a mobile in North Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
This is Tommy Windows. I'm a friend of Gary the Sign Man. I'm a long-time listener and a first-time caller.
Tommy Windows?
Yeah, that's me. Right.
That's your real name?
No.
That's not
really.
your name.
That's
Come
what
on.
they call me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow,
that's
I got
like
2
Gary
points.
the Sign Man. That's his real name, too.
Right. 2 points, Neil. Number 1, I tried Phish Food because you recommended it.
Yeah.
And personally, I thought it sucked. However,
you thought it sucked?
Yes, point 2, for 40, I've been doing business for the Rascal House for 45 years. And for 45 years, on Yom Kippur, they would open at 4 o'clock for people to break the fast.
Yeah.
However, they're still under construction in the interior, and they won't be open for another couple of weeks yet. There's going to be a lot of pissed-off Jews in the area.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that?
So why is that going to be any different from any other day?
Huh?
I said, have a great day. That was a friend of Gary the Sign Man, by the way. Although at least we can kiss the ground, we can be thankful that Gary the Sign Man himself didn't call, because as boring as this guy was, he was like a Mexican jumping bean compared to Gary the Sign Man's phone calls, and he knows that. Good guy, bad calls. This guy tried Phish Food, and it sucks. Like I said, hey, I'm wrong. You're right. There ain't nothing like a nice big vat of vanilla ice cream, man. Pig out. When in doubt, pig out. Stick your head in it. Fill your bathtub up with it. Take most of the hair out first. Fill your bathtub up with it, and just have a party in your pants with vanilla ice cream. I'll take the Phish Food. You can have the vanilla, okay? I mean, there's some things in life that aren't debatable. Phish Food is one of those. That's with the PH. For those of you uninitiated that have never had Ben & Jerry's Phish Food, who haven't really understood what real ice cream is all about yet. And this guy's a friend of Gary the Sign Man. How do you like that? Who goes out of his way, number one, to knock Phish Food, which of course is Ben & Jerry's, one of our fine sponsors, and then knock our good friends at the Rascal House, one of Hank's fine sponsors. How do you like that? One of my favorite joints in history over there.
That was funny.
Right, where Conan the Barbarian eats. And all his relatives, the Ganze Mishpacha, all the barbarians eat there at the Rascal House. Even Fred and Wilma, I think. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless. So you thought that Gary the Sign Man was kind of annoying, huh? But Tommy Windows, see, you were busy. You were talking to somebody. He starts out by saying, oh, yeah, this is Tommy Windows. And my cousin is Eddie Hedgehog. You know Eddie. Yeah, this is Eddie. That's one. That's his cousin. Eddie. That's the guy. Here's Coral Gables. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I thought you might want to hear my experience.
Oh, there's Enrique, by the way. I'm sorry.
With ROTC hazing.
Yes, please. This ought to be good.
Well, it really wasn't. And
not
actually,
good to hear, not good to do.
Well, I didn't find out about it for a year. Let's put it that way. Got in the ROTC at a local university several years ago. I don't want to mention the name.
Yes.
And essentially, it was supposed to be just a big drinking party. There was a lot of, I guess you would call them alumni,
right.
officers, but
right.
Guys in their 40s
Guys
and
too
50s.
old to really be there, but they got an excuse, right?
Exactly, and essentially, I remember us just having to be, we had our hands tied behind our back, and we were in this big room. And
see, it always starts with booze. Then there's some restraint. There's a lot of nudity. Get in your underwear.
There wasn't. I mean, let's put it this way. Not that I recall. I just recall being, fed shots, and it's like everybody, 1, 2, 3. I lost count. Well, I had an opportunity the following year. Once I was in, I guess you'd say, I had an opportunity to participate in the hazing of the new recruits.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found was after they were drunk, everybody put on like these dark black robes, like, the guy from Death wears with the hood and everything.
Sure.
And there was a mock trial, and participating in the mock trial were not only the regular ROTC regulars, but also the alumni.
Mm-hmm.
And of
the
course,
old perverts.
Right. And the ones who lost, of course, were the new pledges. And basically, now I didn't participate in this part, but I mean, you don't know. It made me retch almost. Essentially, these guys had to go down on selected judges, and most of them turned out to be these old guys.
Right.
I mean, these guys
no
were
surprise.
They had no idea what they were doing. Okay, there was even guys helping them. Like I guess hold their heads or whatever.
Right.
It was pretty bad, and you don't know.
I jumpstart them a little bit.
I actually left the ROTC at the end of the second year. That stayed with me. This
is all part of this phony macho crap in the military, in the in professional sports, at universities, at these fraternities. It's unbelievable.
Well, every time I would look at one of these officers, I had no idea, what I had done, what he was thinking of me when he was looking at me, and
I can tell you,
it still disgusts me to this day.
Yeah, I can tell.
Well,
okay, pal. I'm glad you survived.
Bye-bye.
See ya. See, now you know why most guys won't tell these stories? They're embarrassed as hell. And who the hell can blame them?
Just before his 16th birthday, he tried out for the Junior C team in Tilbury near Chatham, Ontario.
Well, I grew up in Tilbury, and I played all my minor hockey there, and, I would have liked to play in my hometown. So it was a good feeling.
He made the team, the Tilbury Hawks, but he soon discovered that he couldn't be considered a real Hawk until he'd been through an initiation party.
I can remember the coach saying that, well, he's going to get to know us better, and, we're going to have some fun, and, I thought it'd just be a good time. I get to know more of the players, more better, and,
You're 15
Mm-hmm.
at the time.
Yeah.
What's a good time mean to a 15-year-old?
Well, just to get around, meet the players, you know, play cards or, you know, just stuff like that, watch TV or something.
He said that they'd be staying there overnight because they didn't want anybody driving home that was drinking. And my kind of assumption about that was I knew there were some older players there, and I kind of figured that's sort of what it was about. I didn't really give it a second thought. I know when I came home with my wife, we felt pretty good about it. You know, like it was a pretty reassuring meeting.
It was my first experience ever drinking.
Scott never had alcohol before, but his first few drinks would leave a lasting impression.
They played this little game of the funnel game, I think it was, where, you know, they pour beers in and you'd have to funnel it down your throat. And I mean, after that, I was pretty much wasted.
The party was here, the home of a prominent doctor who was one of the team owners. Scott was shocked by what went on, more so because there were adults present.
Well, they brought two boys in at once and then made them strip, and then all the coaches and managers and that are there with a lot of the veteran players, and there are 2 beer cups lying and about probably 10, 15 feet away from them, and they told us to do push-ups with our general to go in the beer cup. The captain took a marshmallow. I remember he had rubber gloves on, and he'd insert it into the player's rectum, and the player would have to squat over a cup and try and get it into that cup. And if the player missed, he'd have to eat it. Out in the room, there was like a bucket with a string attached to it hanging over a chair with 2 hockey sticks in between, and they'd make the rookie tie the string to his penis, and then a lot of the coaches, veterans and that, they'd all throw pucks in the pail.
So the pail was hanging on the end of the string?
Yeah.
And there's some pucks in the pail?
Yeah.
A little weird.
Yeah. The worst part, like, what I saw was the trainer there sitting on one of the other rookies' face, and that just is disgusting.
With nothing on it.
With nothing on.
It's a gay club, you moron. 12:57 at 560 WQAM.
It's a 1 to 2 hour.
Millions have converted for fun and profit. Now you too can turn your pagan ways around at Earl Stritz's. We'll convert any goy for just $99.95. That's right. Listen to one of our successful graduates.
Boakem, Ashalom, Malache, Hashalom.
At Earl Stritz's, we'll convert anyone into a Jew.
Malakem, Hakadosh, Baruchu.
Translated means, sorry, I must have left my wallet at home.
Mimelech, Melache, Hamalachim, Hakadosh.
Translated means, stewardess, did you make sure to give me a kosher meal?
Mimelech, Mahalache, Hamalachim, Hakadosh, Baruch.
Translated, yes, Rabbi, the check is in the mail. Yes, you too can convert into a Jew for just $99.95 at Earl Stritz's. Act now and get a free yard-side candle for just $10. Earl Stritz's. We'll convert any goy for just $99.95 or more if we can.
Hamlachem. How the hell am I supposed to read backwards, for Christ's sake?
Oh, no, not for Christ's sake. 103 at 560 WQAM, 5670560. Congratulations to Scott and Laura Schwartz, by the way, especially since Scott got out here just in time. What did he work here for, about 5 minutes and got out? And then, of course, your good friend, Tracy Caracedo, that only got hired here because Novak gave him his name in the first place, and leaves here the day that he left here to go up to Boston to seek his fortune. Does he come in and say goodbye to me?
No.
Does he say up your ass?
No.
No. Comes here and sucks around with you because you drag him to the schlep. See, George's thing now is he takes everybody he can in the building and schleps them to his swing club.
Tracy never went with me to the swing club.
He went there. He maybe
didn't go with you.
Yeah, he went there because of you.
Yeah, right. Believe me. He wanted to go.
He went there because you turned him on to it, so to speak. And Joe Costello and got around. I'm not going to start mentioning the names of all the people, but that's the idea. Schlep everybody from this place in there.
Uh-huh.
so that when they have the next raid, we can close this joint down. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Next thing he'll be taking...
Roy.
Yes.
Hello, Neil.
Try it again, yes.
Happy Sukkot.
Happy Purim.
Neil, I'm trying to recover from the Hurricanes loss this weekend. And I start my week out on the right foot. I'm driving to work down McNabb Road, and there's a porker hiding behind a mailbox.
Yeah.
And he nails me, of course, during doing 41 and a 30. Now, my question to you is, he was obstructing the pathway to the mail. If somebody wanted to deliver mail or deposit mail.
Yeah.
Is this illegal?
He's going to tell you mind your own business.
I mean, do you think I have a case?
No.
No.
No?
Ticket defense team, baby.
Ticket defense team?
Yeah.
All right, Neil. Appreciate it.
Good luck, pal. Don't do it again. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Let's take a... Oh, by the way, there's a great article in here, which I'm not going to read, because I know when I read these things, everybody tunes out. That's the same reason they don't read newspapers. Jorge Castaneda, who's a political scientist and writer in Mexico City, wrote this column for the LA Times, but they had some room in one of our papers. I guess this was the Herald. So on the op-ed page today, no one is winning the war on drugs. And I'm not going to read the thing, but it right on target, not to talk about the hypocrisy of people like George W. and all these others, and Bubba. Legalizing certain substances may be the only way to bring prices way down, he says, and may be the only remedy to some of the worst aspects of the drug plague, violence, corruption, and the collapse of the rule of law, here and all over Latin America. While this may appear as anathema to many in the United States, its cost and benefits must be assessed in the light of the pernicious, hypocritical, and dysfunctional status quo. That comparison hardly will favor business as usual. Nobody is winning the so-called war on drugs. It's a joke. It's a freaking lie. It's a scam. It's a waste of billions with a B, billions of dollars. People are starving to death in this country. Idiotic, illiterate trash are reproducing, making unwanted babies. People are slaughtering each other like it's a goddamn barbaric nut house, and we're wasting billions of dollars on the so-called war on drugs. Sure keeps a lot of people there at the DEA up to their armpits in cash, though, doesn't it? And, of course, keeps a lot of those $6 an hour people at MIA with a job. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Kendall. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I agree with the article you were just reading wholeheartedly. We're not winning the war on drugs. What is this?
Let me say it again for the umpteenth time. When they start treating the drug situation as a national health problem instead of a criminal problem, then they'll start making some...
Yeah, they got drug peddlers right at the airport.
Right.
That we don't know how long that's been going on. I mean, that's probably been going on for decades.
I got on a plane this weekend. There was a sign there that said, be sure and put your hand grenades under the seat in front of you so they don't fall out of the overhead and endanger the other passengers.
Yeah, it's totally unbelievable. Listen, I'm a teacher, and I don't understand this. Why are we getting in teachers' business with that teacher in Hollywood? Remember that case a few weeks ago?
Well, what do you mean, why are we getting in teachers' business?
Don't you? That's totally personal. I mean, if the teacher wants to hang out at a club, they
you're talking about the swing club. I thought you were talking
about the swing club.
I thought you were talking about the female teacher with a 13-year-old kid.
No, the swing club case.
Well, I mean, that's just crazy.
I'm appalled.
Whatever happened with that?
I don't know. That's why I ask.
Nothing ever happens here. They went to trial, and I never heard another word about it. I never heard another word about the teacher with a 13-year-old kid. I never heard another word about the cops with a 16-year-old. You know what I'm saying? These stories, they make the front page. It's sensational, and nobody ever hears a follow-up.
Yeah, I hear you, but I don't hear the Herald speaking about it or opposing it.
No, the Herald. In fact, I should have said that they talked about how sleazy these places were, semi-public sex and degrading, etc.
Yeah, but it's
the Herald are a bunch of goody two-shoes, hypocritical assholes.
But where's our privacy?
Yeah, he just repeated it. See, you don't have a bleep machine, unfortunately. Sir, you forgot to put your... That's right. That was good, though.
By the way, don't throw that article away. I'll fax it to Eric. We can put it on the website.
What article is that?
The Mexican drug war thing.
I think I just threw it out.
Jeez. I didn't see you throw it out.
Didn't I throw it out? I'm sure I threw it out. When in doubt, I threw it out. I'll find it somewhere.
People are calling.
People are calling what?
Oh, where's that article?
We're not making, it's not that good. It's okay. It's not that great. Tell me to watch that Geraldo thing the next 10 times they show it on MSNBC. Nice going there, Geraldo. It's about time you did something worthwhile with your life. About this phony war on drugs. You should only croak. You people in law enforcement that are putting weed people behind bars, you should only croak, each and every one of you, okay? That's my feeling. People go out there and they murder people who endanger the lives of everybody else, people who do DUIs, who got their own special attorneys, by the way, to get them off so they can go out there and drink and endanger your lives again. That's okay. But if somebody does a little bit of weed or grows a couple of plants in their backyard, we're going to throw them away for 20 years. Crazy people. That's who's running this government. Crazy people. And I'll tell you one thing. What a sellout. If Pat Buchanan is the candidate of the Reform Party, does that tell you everything you need to know?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's going to be the deal. And here we thought Jesse the body. Oh, he's a give me a break. Another bunch of crap. See, because Ross Perot, he's got all the cash, and he wants to put up somebody with a big name. Who can siphon all the votes away from George W. Bush? Like I said, let's hear it for Pat Buchanan.
God, it sucks.
She's been called a diva. She's an icon in the music industry, and she recently released a new album. But what is it really like to work with the legend known as Cher? Find out tonight on PBS for the revealing documentary, The Cher Bitch Project.
I mean, it was like she would just say, my hair needs to look amazing, not just okay, you know what I'm saying? And she would just go on and on and on. I mean, jeez.
The Cher Bitch Project, tonight on the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Yeah, Jesus, right. 1:15 at 560 WQM. We got Jim Mandich today for Jewish Hank Goldberg. Most of the establishments being real Jewish today. We got a real skeleton parking lot downstairs. How about the water Nazi? Is she here today? She's not Jewish. She's like some kind of a girl.
Shut up. She's not Jewish. Frickin' water Nazi.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Davey. Hello.
What's the big deal with Tennessee? I mean, those guys are into March.
Okay, great. Here's Dave the cop. Hello. Press the button. See, I have my finger. Don't want to press it with him on there. Hello.
No, really press it this time.
Look at that. This thing, my phone is like allergic to this guy.
How you doing, Neil?
Look at that. I'm pressing and punching, and it doesn't want to put you on there.
Happy holidays to you.
Yeah, sure, whatever you say.
Listen, one Jew to another, huh? You know, marijuana will never be legalized in this country because of the liquor lobby in this country. Second only probably to the gun lobby. You know how much money they would lose? You know, a lot of these laws need to be repealed. There's something seriously wrong, Neil, if you can get more time for dope in Texas than murder in California.
Whatever happened to the story on the cops with that 16-year-old girl down in Kendall, Dave?
I don't know. I'm not privy. I'm doing robberies in Liberty City, Neil.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen.
Coming up with anything good? I mean...
Well, not recently. Anyway, listen, my Cuban Catholic wife and kids are reading, and I got jealous, so they went to holidays. But I'll tell you this, the holidays ain't worth a damn unless they're in October, the Jewish holidays, and they ain't been worth a damn since the baseball playoffs went to the night games.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it sort of coincides with the synagogue membership dropping, so there may be a correlation.
By the way, great story in the paper this morning. The Marlins, like I said before, 1-9 on the road trip, and they're real excited about it.
Well, what are you going to do? But it would have given us an excuse to all the kids to stay out of school. But since then, they changed the days off. They made it a teacher's work day instead of calling it what it is.
What do you expect when you put Bud Selig, when you put a goy in there, a dumb goy like him as commissioner?
Yeah, what can you do? Anyway, happy holidays, healthy, and I'll see you in the circus.
Okay.
All right.
5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. We got Marlins games tomorrow. Boy, up the old chute.
Rectum.
Doubleheader. Montreal at Florida, baby. There it is, the toilet bowl. Two of the worst teams in the history of baseball. The Montreal Expos, where nobody wants to go see them play. Here to play the Marlins, 3:30 the first game. The Screw Up Hank Show again. I'm going to tell you something. Not to be outdone, we got a game at 12:30 on Thursday, so we get an early get out of here on Thursday. See, it's not bad enough that we only got about, 15 games left, 16, something like that. But now they're really going to stick this stuff in the middle of the daytime to do the best to screw up our ratings for the summer book. Thank you so much, John Henry. I guess this is his payback for the fact we don't want to build him a goddamn stadium.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
You must be. Here's a lady in Plantation. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a fasting report.
Yes?
They're all at Dunkin' Donuts on University and Pines Boulevard. Oh, man, lined up.
Who's there?
All of us Jewish people who left services early. Are breaking the fast.
Donuts?
Breaking the fast.
They're breaking the fast at 1:20 in the afternoon?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to break the fast till sundown.
I know, but I was getting a little bit dizzy.
Yeah, I don't blame you, yeah.
You know what? It's not easy being Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
I thought a lot about what you said, but I don't know.
Especially the circumcision part, but you don't have to worry about it.
But I don't know. There's something about being Jewish that can be all right. You know what I mean? Although it's very long, the services.
You know something? You can be just as Jewish without going to any services.
You know what? You're
without
right.
paying any dues, without observing any silly old ritual.
You're right.
Without putting any schmatas on your head, without tying up your arms until the blood stops circulating. You can be just as Jewish without doing any of these things.
You're right. You're right. You know, I would like to tell you something that the rabbi said last night, if you'd like to hear it.
Oi!
This was at the Kol Nidra services, and for all the people who aren't Jewish, Kol Nidra is the first night of the holiday, Yom Kippur. And the rabbi told us that his friend and his son were getting ready for Kol Nidra services, and his son said to his father, we have a really big problem tonight, Dad, because the Jets game is on at the same time as Kol Nidra. And his father said that is what a VCR is for. And his son said, oh, are you going to tape Kol Nidra? I just thought that was so cute.
Cute, yeah.
But
how old is son, about 45?
Probably. Yeah. But anyway, also, this is the Beau Rivage lady. Have you gone yet?
The what?
The Beau Rivage lady. Beau Rivage. I told you about Beau Rivage in Biloxi.
Have I gone to Biloxi, Mississippi yet?
Yeah, I heard Hank's going.
No.
No.
Yeah?
No.
I'm not going.
Oh, God, I can't believe it. Well, you got Vegas
in... sweetheart.
Yeah, but, huh?
See ya.
All right, see ya.
Try to tell her it's a place for glam. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Miami. Hello.
Neil, how you doing?
Pretty good, sir.
Jews staying away from Temple. Just finished my ham and cheese sandwich.
All right.
I was sitting here, I was looking through an old Sports Illustrated while I was on hold, and it just came across something I thought you get a kick out of. It's not bad enough. We got the Mac Arena in PP Park in Nashville. They said the name of the new Predators Arena is going to be called the Gaylord Entertainment Center.
Beauty.
It's in August 23rd.
They call it the Gay Center for short.
I guess Al Goldstein was right about all that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, just checking in. Thanks for being there and coming in today, because if I heard any more about swing clubs, I was going to lose it.
Okay.
Have a good one.
See ya.
All right.
The audience is tired of hearing about swing clubs, okay? I just thought I'd mention that, George. What?
It wasn't all week, first of all.
First of all, you're the one that said it was all
I
week.
was joking. You took that seriously?
You said you did a whole week on it.
I was joking.
Well, I guess
I don't care what these
I guess your
assholes
humor
say.
got through to me just like it did some of these people. Like, not at all.
And by the way, it was great. All these horny perverts were calling up, people jumping out of the closet talking about all their crazy crap.
I hate to break the news to you. Let me say it again. Narrowcasting, okay? The number of people who have gone to swing clubs, you could fit in these two rooms and have room left over for the Chinese
That's the whole
army.
point. There were all these people curious about what it's like, calling up, asking this, asking that.
Sure they
Other people answering their questions.
Right.
It was
Just like look at all the calls we've had about the Panthers hockey game.
Yeah.
Same thing. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Boca. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
You were speaking earlier about the war on drugs. I got another waste of money for you by the government, a little less colossal, but nonetheless unacceptable. I was reading yesterday's Sun Sentinel in the Outlook section. Under the headline, "Abstinence Makes a Comeback," is the state of Florida is throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars into the education system in this state to try and convince teenagers not to have sex.
Oh, yeah.
And then the best part about it is the argument that they're using is telling them that condoms aren't effective.
Yeah.
So, basically telling them, don't rely on a condom, you can't use them, so just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones that aren't getting that message might be getting the message that, well, if we're going to do it, the condoms aren't
Don't waste
effective.
your time with the condom. Well, I just read a thing yesterday that like 50% of the people that are having sex, including teenagers, aren't using condoms anyway, so.
Right, so more unwanted babies. All right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks for the good news. Okay, just about out of material here today, this audience. We got 2 calls left on the board. 37 minutes to go until Jim Mandich time for Hank Goldberg at 2. I know you got all that football stuff all wrapped up, all balled up in you. You got to let out. All the sports nerds calling in. How about them Hurricanes? Almost pulled it off against State Penn, huh? Guess what? They lost. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Notice those Notre Dame people are real quiet. Ripped them a well-deserved ass last Friday to have a call from a Notre Dame person?
No.
Michigan State, 3rd year in a row, tears them up right there in South Bend, 23-13. Have a call from a Notre Dame person? No. Because God's pretty pissed off with Notre Dame. I'm going to tell you that right now. He's had it. He's sick and tired of that crap. I would be surprised if they lose every game the rest of the year. Even like those girl schools they play, they always play 1 or 2 of the military schools like Air Force and Vassar, those kind of schools. Here's Aventura. Hello. Aventura.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Okay.
Let me explain to you something about the drug problem. I spent 3 years in a Mexican jail in something called Reclusorio Sur, which is in Xochimilco in Mexico. I was with some of the biggest drug lords down there. If you saw how these guys live in jail, Neil, forget about Miami or forget about living in some really high-class hotel. You would definitely want to be in there. They have their maids. They have their wives living with them. They have the best food. They have cell phones. They have computers.
Mm-hmm.
They have the government officials visiting them on weekends to make sure everything's okay.
Mm-hmm.
They pay off everything. The drugs in the jail are better than the drugs outside. And there's just too much money for the so-called war on drugs to ever be won. And America is spending all this stupid money down there, and nothing's happening.
Right.
So, it's just going to keep going on, and the American public just doesn't know what's happening. I mean, they have to go down and see how these big drug people are living down there, and I tell you something, it's the greatest life in the world in those jails.
Then why did you get out?
They gave me 8 years for possession. I got out in 3.5, but I'll tell you the truth, I had the best time of my life in there. I had a gym, I played tennis, I got in with some of the big boys down there. I'm not going to mention names.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just great. I mean, you can't beat the life in there if you have some money. And these guys are paying off everybody, and the government officials come visit them. It's just it's a whole different scene. It's not really a jail. It's more of a country club.
Okay, glad you had a good time. Thank you. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. 2-300 open lines here for the last 35 minutes. No problem at all. Because we got a lot of people being real religious today. Going to shul, Dunkin' Donuts, McDonald's, Wendy's. Get that Dave Thomas, that bacon double cheeseburger. Excellent for Yom Kippur. Here's a place you can go that's actually open today, and that's Seminole Indian Gaming.
It's theaters now. From the producer of Teaching Mrs. Tingle, it's Making the Teacher Tingle.
Hey, Teach, here's my new science experiment. Here, play with it. Oh, God.
Making the Teacher Tingle. In theaters and sex shops everywhere.
1:30 at 560 WQM. Anybody hear any more about that teacher with a 13-year-old kid?
No.
Any more about the story down?
No.
Any of these things? Any of?
No.
56705. Well, we had the hurricane. We got the Jew holidays, and these things have to take their time, in due time, like Linda Blair said. Here's a mobile in Oakland Park. Hello.
Neil, how are you today?
Pretty good, sir.
What kind of morons are you getting calling up saying the Mexican jail is a nice place to go live? What an idiot.
Well, I guess that tells a lot about where he's living now.
Jesus, what a moron. He's probably living under a bridge down here in Oakland Park now.
Could be.
I got a question for you, please. First of all, if Notre Dame is a Catholic school, what the hell are they doing 0-2? Doesn't God take care of his own?
What do you mean 0-2? I think they're 1-3 is their record. They've lost 3 in a row.
Oh, they've lost 3? Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't realize they'd lost 3. I know you're not a boxing fan. In fact, you say it's barbaric, correct?
It is. I don't say it. It is. It's a matter of fact.
Okay, well, then you probably won't know the answer to it, but I'm really curious about a question that maybe one of your callers could answer.
No. 5670560. Call up with boxing trivia on the Jim Mandich Show, okay? I'm not interested in trivia, and I'm certainly much less interested in boxing. And let me say it again. The idea that a bum like Jake LaMotta, that they would make a movie about his life story, number one, is ludicrous. And the idea that anybody would say it was a great movie, that's even more ludicrous. Just ridiculous. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Okay, here's our last call of the day, Fort Lauderdale.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, I've been out of town for a while, and I heard a promo for the Panthers. Is Jenks McDonald really the voice of the Panthers?
Yes.
When did that happen? That's great.
When did it happen? This year.
But I mean, when did they hire him?
A couple of months ago.
Oh, okay. I just got back. I was away for a few months, though. But
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Has he done any games?
Yeah, he did. I heard some of the exhibition game last week. He sounded good.
Oh, great. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, Neil.
Okay, pal.
All right, bye-bye.
Better than everybody agrees. Better than Christina Moron by a million light years. Of course, what I don't like about the Jigs, he doesn't use a lot of those old fuddy-duddy expressions like my friend Rimmer uses. Like the marsh pegs and the half boards. Come on, Rimmer. It's almost the 21st century. Lighten up a little bit. Get with the program, Rimmer. Those old fuddy-duddy hockey expressions, man. Even Foster Hewitt's embarrassed with some of those. Here's Miami Beach. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, listen, I'd like to tell you, George had a great week when you were away. I really liked it. He had people calling in. He had female calls, 3 or 4 in a row.
Yeah.
And I never listened to George. Anytime he filled in for you, I should turn him off.
Yeah.
But I caught the first hour, and I've never been to a swingers club, and I don't intend to go to one.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very interesting having the people come out of the closet and tell about their experiences. Some go back, some don't go back. And I think George handled it very good. It was an interesting week.
Great.
6 days. I think he was there 6 days.
Right.
Yeah, but it was good.
Thank God.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right,
See
Neil.
you.
Bye-bye.
There you go. George did a wonderful job, okay? He didn't do swing clubs all 7 days, 6 days, whatever it was, just 5.5.
Half of it I had to start my new religion.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Hollywood. Hello.
Listen, Neil, according to the Miami Rag, the Hollywood teacher from Southport High School, those charges they still are pending from the female teacher from Pompano.
I couldn't make out. Your phone is breaking up.
Charges dropped against one of them. Charges pending is still on another one.
Yeah.
The Southport teacher, the male teacher, the charges were dropped. The female teacher, according to the Miami Rag.
But that's old. That's old. That's ancient news. Was that
you asked about it, so I'm calling to tell you.
But that's old. That's from weeks ago.
That it was dropped
against one. But what about the school board though? That's where the problem lies.
It lies with the whole community that's trying to indulge in everybody else's business other than their own.
Right. Exactly. Okay. Thank you. Did I learn anything from that?
No.
That he meant well. Okay, 600 open lines, 567-0560. See, when George is here, we get women callers, we get interesting callers, we get brilliant people. When I'm here, it's like a battle, okay? It's like a battle, so I think it's time to step aside and make way for the new wave, huh? I could have taken off today. I said, I'd like to be out on Yom Kippur on Monday. I'll play Jew for a day, or Queen for a day, whichever you like. He wasn't too crazy about being here today, so here I have to wind up today again, begging for calls. 25 minutes to go. I got 2 stinking calls on the board here. Pathetic. Here's a mobile in Pembroke Pines. Hello.
How you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
Listen, speaking of Jake LaMotta, I don't know if have you read the book?
Of course not. Why would I read a book about that?
Well, let me tell you why. I read the book before I ever saw the movie.
Yeah.
Ends up that Jake LaMotta killed a man when he was a teenager. Now, if you read the book, it's there. I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
The guy was a freaking criminal.
And?
Okay? Well, I'm just saying, it's another, idolizing Jake LaMotta, like you were saying. The guy was a hood.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he was a murderer.
Well, according to you, I didn't read the book, so how do I know?
I wouldn't lie. I'm telling you. Okay?
Okay, whatever you say, I don't believe it. Okay, what difference does it make? That's not the point. The point is that he was a 2-bit character of very little significance in the course of human events. And this movie, this black and white, dull, terminal movie with Joe Pesci, with the same 4 words over and over again, and Robert De Niro acting like some psychopath, but not nearly as good as in Taxi Driver. And that's it. That's all it was. I mean, and thank God that, no, I shouldn't say that because then I wouldn't have watched it. I wouldn't have wasted my time. Because if you can get by that long, ponderous opening scene where he's shadow boxing with himself and the music goes on and on, that's why I had never watched it before. That goes on for like about 75 minutes, just with the opening credits rolling. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line, 22 before 2 at QAM.
We dance
Like sissies we sing, like wussies, but we must tell you, we swear we're not gay. If you wore these outfits to class, they would kick your ass. Regardless, we swear we're not gay. We look like interior designers. We sing like a bunch of girly whiners. But we're straight. Our agent says we gotta say, we swear we're not gay. Our biggest fans are 12-year-old girls who think we're as cute as me, yeah. But as they get older, they all figure out we're hiding our latency. One thing is for sure, we get manicure. Wash our clothes on the delicate side, though. Want to do a session with your Michael, but today we think that we had better say, we swear we're not gay. I swear we're not gay.
143 at 560 WQM. Here's one of the great hate letters in history. Unsigned, of course. Aren't they all unsigned? Virtually all. And around the front of the envelope on the bottom left-hand corner, attention hate mail department. Now wait till you hear wait till you hear the first sentence. Dear scumbag, after listening to you since the year of 1985, talk about a slow learner, 14 years it took them to realize all of the following. I have now realized one thing. I've wasted a lot of my personal time. Yes, you have ratings. I guess that's all those effing whores you work for care about. But your program is 4 hours of fart noises and eating benches, B-I-N-C-H-E-S, benches of fat Cubans and Jews, eating benches, who after wiping sandwich slime and pizza drool from their free-eating whole faces start dreaming of where free dinners and concert tickets can be collected. You stay in South Florida, though you readily admit you hate it. Hey, pack your SH and head to Italy now. Don't wait for 3 years. Your constant negativity toward everything is a tired old story. You're not fresh with great material. You are now a tired effing hack. A hack that hopes some asshole will give his lonely phone a ring and say something stupid, thus providing the tired scumbag hack with 4 hours of ripping material. Actually, you're a lucky tired effing hack because these same 20 phone callers have provided you with a handsome income. I guess the reason for the high ratings is the given fact, wait till you hear this excuse, the given fact that people are eagerly awaiting your demise and total meltdown on-air crash. It won't be long.
Hurry it up, will you?
He's only waited 14 years. Oh, God. Patience pays off in the end, pal. I also note every other project you put your hands down on has turned to SH. Whammy, lost a job. Canes Baseball, lost a job. Appearances on that Mark Jacobson TV show, a major embarrassment. Would a major talent appear on a sad sack piece of SH infomercial like that? No, but they probably had great free food. Good for you, fat ass. I know the drill, pal. Everyone sucks but you, and yeah, you'll read this letter, rip my ass for 4 hours. See, I can't rip your ass, pal, because you're anonymous. You don't have the balls to sign it. Even a first name, even a made-up name. Giving you yet some more material on another payday, but at least I get my voice heard. You, my friend, are a weak, lonely piece of yesterday's news SH. I wash my hands of your SH program and an overrated fat ass about 10 years too late for a effing dirt nap, F you. Sincerely, none of your effing business. Oh, this must be Joe Pesci Jr. Every other word is F this and SH that. Boy, that's pretty original. This is beautiful.
Frame it.
Been listening since 1985. It took this asshole 14 years to discover that I'm an effing old tired hack with no act.
By the way, thanks for doing those Jacobson shows so I could get a free car, by the way.
There you go. That's the only reason I did them, by the way, asshole. The only reason I did them was because we had a deal going with Kendall Toyota. So that George could get his car back in those days, which was free. But nevertheless, since you're an expert on everything that I touch, including Hurricanes baseball, which went to another station that I wasn't working on, by the way, which went to GBS. And as far as Whammy is concerned, lost a job, thank God, okay? Thank God. And you'll notice, by the way, the news on Whammy, the sports on Whammy, every locally originated program on there except Whammy with the Naked People in the 10 show. Other than that, every local show gone. So it must have been Neil's fault that Whammy is a total flop, a disaster. It must have been Neil's fault because I touched it. And you know something? We took the free money with a smile on our face. And it was a tremendous impediment to this show. That's why Tom Chauvin's spinning in his grave right now. He was right about that. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Miami Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
Okay, sir.
Listen, I'm going to call and thank you for those hockey tickets on Friday.
Did you go?
Did. Yeah, I did. Not like that asshole Wayne.
Haven't had one call about the game.
I know. But that guy Wayne, don't ever get him tickets again.
And now that you mention it, you know, I forgot we gave away all those other tickets for that particular game. I forgot that. And and nobody else even called and said thanks for the tickets, or we had a good time, or blow it out your ass. Nothing.
Oh, I had a great time, Neil.
How did they look?
They look pretty good. That Svedke or whatever his name is, the new guy, looked all right.
Yeah.
Wells was the same usual self,
Mm-hmm.
trying to pick a fight with everybody out there. He's definitely a goon.
Chris Wells is a goon?
Yeah.
Or Worrell, you mean? Peter Worrell?
Worrell, I'm sorry, Worrell.
Yeah.
You're right, Worrell. Yeah, all he did was going around trying to pick fights with everybody else.
Yeah.
Lindsay looked pretty good. What else?
It's hard to get too much out of an exhibition game.
It's true. So many line changes, couldn't even keep track.
Okay, glad you had a good time, pal.
Thanks.
See ya. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T. I should probably take the last few minutes of the show today to apologize to the audience for taking a paycheck for this tired old show because somebody is standing with a handgun. Somebody's standing with a goddamn shotgun probably forcing you to listen like they did to this poor bastard for 14 years, since 1985. And one of the best lines in here was, I've wasted a lot of my personal time. How do you like that? And he's giving me a song and a dance about I'm a lonely, tired old piece of crap. But he's wasted 14 years, 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's 20 hours a week, 1,000 weeks a year, 14,000 hours of his life listening to this show. And don't forget watching the show on Whammy every night. Don't forget that. This is probably the asshole that called from Hallandale Beach before, who, by the way, is still listening right now because you know that he says in here, oh, yeah, it'll give you more material, rip my ass before, et cetera, and so on, which, like I said, you don't have the balls to sign even a not even smart enough to put a make-believe name on here. You're such a putz. None of your effing business. See, I always consider the source. If the source is some asshole, I say, okay, that's from an asshole. But if the source is totally anonymous, don't even have the balls to put a name. So how can it mean anything to anybody? And guess what? Does it?
No.
No. 14 years of masochism, of subjecting himself to this tremendous punishment, this no-talent piece of turd on the radio. I don't know about you, but when I watch a program on TV, when I listen to something on a radio, when I listen to music, I do it because I like it. Because I'm enjoying something. No, not here. Not here. Just like all these people we had today with their radio accident. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's Davey. Hello.
What's the difference between a pizza and a Jew?
Okay.